Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Yes, sir. What is going on? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. It's Philly the podcast. You know I got my boy Brandon with me, but today we have a very special co-host, I should say, because the specialist guest, if that's even a word, it's not. But it's gonna be you guys. This is a live call-in show, so please do hit that link that is in the comments. But like I said, we have a very special co-host, my man, the General, Philly Fresh. How you doing, brother?
Yo, that man, you know what it is. You know what it is, man. Your boy Fully Fresh, aka the General, man. Once again, man, Brandon, Joe, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Y'all already know how we get down. It's not on good terms, you know what I mean? Like you said on backstage, but it is what it is. Like it's crazy, I tell my folks it's like that, like they be so mad about the game. I'm like, imagine if you got a report on this crap. You know what I mean? Like it's 10 times worse, man. But no lie. Once again, man, I appreciate you having me on. Let's get into it. But real fast, I can't see the chat. It's a private chat, but I don't see the comments on the joint. I don't know what happened.
Is there any way of saying? I don't really know how that works, to be honest.
All right, well,
I'm not even going.
I can't. I'm just gonna let y'all know I can't see nobody comments, y'all. That's all.
I'll put them up as much as I can. I put up as all of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to everybody that's in here. We got Bashir Randall, we got Stephen Joyce, we got RW saying, "When are you live?" Right now, baby. We out here. So
hey, real fast.
Yeah,
it was my fault. It was my fault. You already know I come casually late. You know what I mean? And I was late today. I had a whole bunch of things going on as always. So do not blame Joe. Do not blame Brandon. Blame the General. It was on me. Go ahead,
Joe. We would have waited longer. Yeah, we would have waited longer if we had to. You already know what it is. But like you said, it's not on good terms. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough couple of weeks, man.
Season.
Seriously, you've heard me complain. You've heard, us all make videos about how we feel about what's going on. Brandon, you're probably the only one that hasn't been able to complain too much.
I tried, but there were some technical difficulties. The mic, I should have not used the mic, but it is what it is. At this point, I don't even know who to be mad at. There's just so much within this organization. Like at 1 minute, I want to give Schwartz a pass because the defense actually kind of played well. And then I see something on the internet like, well, did you know that Ronald Darby's like a top 5 corner? It's like, well, what the hell is up with this scheme, man? There's just so many different things that at 1 minute I'm trying to give someone a pass and it just makes it worse. And it's been a weird season. It's probably been one of the most depressing seasons as an Eagles fan I've had so far.
Big facts. And we had this conversation behind, closed doors. Me and my boy Brandon are in a group chat. And we don't know what we want as Eagles fans. And I feel like I just want to get that tatted because I know as Eagles Nation, we love each other, but we are split with the whole Carson Wentz and, Doug Peterson, who's the issue, who's not the issue. Before we have people trickling in now. Before we let people come on and talk their piece, I just want to get your guys, opinion on what's going on with Wentz and, Doug Peterson, who we should blame.
I'll let you go, Brandon, because you already know how I'm about to get down. Go ahead, bro. Already know.
At this point, is it easy to put it all on one person? I mean, it shouldn't be. It's a team game. It's the ultimate team sport. But I'm gonna lean more toward Doug at this point, only because yes, as a realistic fan and someone that's been paying attention probably even a lot more since coming on these podcasts and everything, Wentz has his issues. Wentz has stunk it up. Let's be real here. There's no way we can say he hasn't. But the play calling and the way Doug is running things just doesn't feel right. You got defensive linemen jumping off sides, not even just like in the first quarter and last quarter, within like a couple plays of each other. That's just discipline. What's going on in practice? Are you not having them run laps or something? I don't know what professionals do, but I feel like in a Bill Belichick run practice, it's probably not the way that Doug Peterson's look. And then on top of that, just to keep it relevant, You're playing the Browns, and it is downpouring. It is raining hard. You can see it through the cameras. And you could just tell these guys are soaked from all the rain. And yet you give it to Miles Sanders only 5 times in the second half. What sense does that make? And it's not even like, all right, you gave it to Miles 5 times, and then you gave it to Boston Scott like 10 times. You gave it to Elijah Holyfield, gave him a shot a couple of times. It's literally you decided to get away from the run and just pass the ball in the pouring rain. You're making these wide receivers have to do cuts on the move, and it's a grass field, it ain't even turf. So they're slipping in the mud. It just didn't make sense to me. I just frustrated.
Hey man, I hear you. I get you. I understand it, and I'm gonna go a little deeper. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pour the scab off of the wound. The Eagles freaking stink right now. That's just facts. It's nothing that anybody can tell me and to make me think any different. Now, I never pick against the Eagles going into a game. I feel as though it's any given Sunday with me. I'm going to pick them against the Seahawks. But my thing is, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, if you can't put up points against that defense, Doug Peterson, if you're not going to give up play calling, you need to be fired yesterday. Like, seriously, because when you look at it, their defense is horrible. You know what I mean? They're probably the worst defense in the league. And if you can't scheme to get guys open, here's the thing, real fast, because I'm give me a second. I'm about to go on soliloquy.
I know your thing, brother. Do your thing.
But give me a second. Here's the things that I got a problem with. A lot of people want to talk about Justin Jefferson. A lot of people want to talk about DK Metcalf. A lot of people want to talk about CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna tell you something. Rhaegar has that talent. Rhaegar is a dog. Rhaegar is a bitch. Rhaegar is not being used right. That's just facts. Let's talk about Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders should be having numbers like Cook, Alvin Kamara. Yes, he's that kind of back. We don't use him right. Now I understand he fumbled, but so what? When Carson Wentz throws an interception, you keep throwing the football. Keep running the damn football. You ran the football 8 times in one drive. Miles Sanders had 13 touches, period. So in one drive, you had more than half of his carries. But yet and still, you don't run a football. This dude is second in the league. I don't know. I got to check the stats after this week. But coming into the game, he was second in the league in yards per carry. Why don't you use your horses? Alshon Jeffrey, sitting behind on the pond. Even though we grinded up Hightower, right, about dropping some touchdowns, he still was averaging like 50 yards a catch. Like, it's one thing that this dude is going to do. He's going to catch a 50-yard bomb. You know what I mean? So you took your speed off the field to put in a dude that hasn't played in the year and some change, and that really just looked like he doesn't want to play. Like, when you look at it, that second interception, man, and shout out to my guys, man, BBP, man, shout out to them, you know what I mean? And I said that I had to look at the tape, and I looked at the tape, and I'm going to tell you like this. He mistimed his jump. When does Alshon ever do something like that? Like, when you look at it, man, it's so many things, but everybody's looking at the quarterback. I'm not even going to bring up Carson in the soliloquy that I'm going to go through. I'm going to bring up everything else. Jason Peters, sit your behind on a pond. Like, it comes to the point, man, when you just got to hang up your cleats, dude. It's time. It's time. But yet and still, and I blame Jeffrey Lurie for this. Yet that's why it starts from the top and all the way down to the bottom of me. When you look at it, Jeffrey Lurie, you wanted to pay this guy, you paid this guy, and now he's doing nothing. And Doug Peterson has a nerve, the automated God, to come on a post game or whatever kind of conference it was, and say he did a good job and he will be your left starting tackle. In what world? Jupiter? Like, when you look at it, man, it's so many things with this team that I am so upset with. Can I get Sean Bradley to play? I understand Alex Singletary and all that kind of stuff, but like, you got these young dudes and you just shelving them. Because let's go across the league real fast, y'all. And then I'm gonna get out y'all way. Let's go across the league real fast. We want to talk about who I call Triple A, Alligator Arms Aguilar. That's what I named him. But you look at him last night. What did he do? Big catches. You look at a guy, Rasul Butler. I'm sorry. You look at a guy, Rasul Douglas. What did he do? What is he doing? Balling. Sidney Jones, balling. Ronald Darby, Mr. Barbecue Chicken himself, balling. Jordan Hicks, who you didn't want to pay, balling. So when you look at it, man, is it who Howie drafts? Or is it the production that we're getting from these guys because the coaching staff is not doing what they're supposed to be doing? So when you look at it, man, it starts from the top to the bottom to me. And this organization will not get it right until Doug Peterson, number one, gives up play calling, until we get a real OC who probably is on the team. It's probably a real offensive coordinator who can call better plays on the team. But until these things happen, we're going to keep coming on Sunday nights or Monday nights, or whatever the case may be, crying and boo-hooing and saying the same damn thing. You know what I mean? But go ahead, John.
Nah, facts. Hey, you preaching, my brother, and I'm loving it. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. We're at like 22 people. Make sure to hit that like button. We're going to start letting people in. So I'm dropping the link in the comments, and the link, and it's tagged, everything. So just join on in. We have some people already queued up. So we're going to start with my man's Cool Eagle. Cool Eagle. What up?
Hey, Eagle Nation. How y'all doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, what's going on? Can hear you clearly.
Oh, man. Hey, it's going good. Hey, man, shout out to the general, man. Shout out to Philly. Eagles Nation, man. Glad to see you guys, man. Glad to be talking to you guys right now.
Definitely, brother. So how you feeling, man? How does this Eagles team have you feeling right now? Talk to us.
Honestly, man, I'm in between wanting to lose hope and wanting everybody in the offensive coaching staff fired. Because ain't no way we go into that Cleveland game just so unprepared, lacking any kind of life. Doug Peterson having the play calling, his level of creativity for play calling is that of a wet carrot, man. I just don't understand why he thinks he needs to take some of the unnecessary plays he does, like putting Carson in a position to fail. And it's just maddening right now. I don't know how to feel right now. I seriously don't know how to feel right now.
So what are you feeling as far as Carson Wentz overall and Jalen Hurts? Are you on the train of getting Jalen Hurts in there? Do you want to see him, or are you still backing Carson?
Oh yes, most definitely. I am probably one of the biggest defenders of Wentz now. Now, not only I keep him accountable, he has been very bad. 19 touchdowns and 18 turnovers. That's definitely not something that you want to see. From your franchise quarterback. But I kind of look at Carson Wentz's this year, Kirk Cousins, man. Right before he got what's the name? Stefanski. And completely changed the playbook, and all of a sudden, Kirk Cousins out there looking like Aaron Rodgers. So to me at this point, I blame it on Doug Peterson. I think his ego or his chemistry with Carson is just not working out.
All right, and how you feeling about Monday night, man? You think we're gonna pull this out?
Man, well, man, historically, I would have to say no. I'm a big man of history. Having just repeated itself, man. But if Philadelphia actually schemes the way that they're supposed to and not against the strength of this team, I think that we can definitely pull off a win against a struggling Seattle's team and Russell Wilson, who has been a turnover machine these last 5 games.
Facts. Hey, I think we could do it. I say this every week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep saying
I don't
this every
know.
week.
I feel like Russell Wilson's our kryptonite. I feel like we can't beat this guy. I don't know what it is. Even if he doesn't have the best of games, we still lose for some reason.
I mean, he's slippery, man. The man, that man's so slippery.
Big shout out before we keep going.
It's either The Seahawks or the Saints is just like
Right.
you just can't beat them dudes. But
Yeah,
I
man.
beat them.
And
Hey, fully take with RB. Let's talk. Come on up. Let's talk. We gonna talk. We gonna.
Yes, sir.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
come up here, we gonna talk. But go
Hey,
ahead.
Philly
Go
take. The link is in the comments. So if you want to come on,
yeah, man.
feel free, brother.
Come on up, because I just read your
Like y'all
comment,
haven't
man.
already,
You already
man.
know how I
Make
am.
sure y'all
But,
like, subscribe, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to each one of these
Definitely.
Philly content creators, man. They do their thing every day on a consistent basis while having a life of their own. This is so like make sure y'all like, subscribe, and make sure y'all subscribe to these guys. Seriously.
Hey,
Hey,
good looks,
definitely.
man.
appreciate
Definitely.
you. I want to ask you a question before you get up out of here.
Yeah.
Do you still? It's really a double question. Do you still and do you think that we can win the NFC East? Do you still want to, and can you?
Like, you put me on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll say 6.5. Just because the Cowboys have the easiest way to the title, just with their games against a Bengals team that no longer has Joe Burrow. That's an easy win. San Francisco and their struggles right now lead me to believe the Cowboys can pull that off. And then you still got the Giants at the end of the year for them, which is a very good win for them historically, which I think they can pull off, especially if they can play the way they did against the Vikings. A really good defense.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean,
you want to though.
We blew our chances of buffer games. We were supposed to beat Washington. We were supposed to beat the Bengals. We were supposed to beat the Giants.
We were supposed to beat Cleveland.
We're supposed to beat Cleveland. Those were our buffer games. So when we got to this 3-game stretch, then we could be like, dang, if we go 1-2 in this stretch, we're still safe. Now we got to basically go 3-0 in order to win this division.
Yeah, man. Like now you're talking about going to Lambeau again, where the Eagles were the only team in the Aaron Rodgers era to beat him at home, and now thinking that that we have to go back into Lambeau. I don't think they're going to allow that again. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to make that one sloppy throw that basically sealed the game for them.
No,
because the Packers were supposed to win that game last year, but Craig.
No, real fast, cool. We was the only team. We was the only team to beat him coming back double digits. People had beat him in Lambeau. He's been beaten in Lambeau. He was the only team to beat him coming back double digits in the second half.
So many numbers going through my head, bro. I try to remember.
I got you. I just had to make it clear. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I'll take any good stat against Aaron Rodgers. Don't get me wrong.
And then Arizona, man.
See,
Kyler Murray looking like an MVP with this 26 in the league rush defense, man. So I just don't know how to feel, man. And then New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk forever, bro. I appreciate you coming on here. We got people behind you.
Oh, yeah, for
I want to
sure,
give
man.
them some shots too.
Much love, Eagles Nation.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on here, brother. Be safe.
Thanks for coming on. Yo, that.
All right. Next we're gonna go with my guy Infamous 2K.
Yo. How y'all
What's
doing?
good?
What's going on, Infamous?
Nothing much. I started my YouTube. I made my
Hey, let's get it.
It was
I'm
about
gonna check you out.
It's pretty much what I'm about to talk about is pretty much what I mainly talked about, which is Doug and Carson. And I'm just gonna start off with Doug real quick. Doug play calling makes me mad for 2 reasons. 1 is bad. 2, I feel like he doesn't cater to Wentz. I will bet anybody in this chat or anybody in this live, if Hurts played 1 game, Doug Peterson play calling will be at least half good because he'll cater to Hurts. He doesn't do that for Wentz. He catered for Nick Foles in the Super Bowl in the year after. He doesn't do that. He works against what Carson Wentz is good at. 1 rollout the whole game, designed rollout. So that's 1. 2, I found something very interesting with rookie year Wentz, right? In 2016, we threw the ball 58% of the time, right? So we were a pass dominant team. We passed the ball mainly. He threw 14 picks that year, 16 touchdowns, and about 3,700 yards. This year, we throw the ball 61% of the time, and he has 14 picks. He's probably going to have more picks, probably more touchdowns and more yards, but that only makes sense. He's throwing the ball more. So a lot of what we're seeing now is what we saw in 2016, because 2016 Lane Johnson only played 6 games. We had a rookie Vitae who just got good maybe like 2 years ago, a year ago, and he's not like elite, he's just okay at best. Then Brandon Brooks missed, I think, 4 games that year. And we had Alan Barber, who's horrible. So our O-line wasn't good that year either. So a lot of what I see is resembled to 2016. That's how I feel about Wentz. And I feel like our fan base is like if everyone's saying put in Hurts. Did you hear what Frank Wright said about or what his friend said, that if they're gonna trade him to the Colts, that Frank Wright would want him? If Carson Wentz went to the Colts, that's a Super Bowl contender team. That's a Super Bowl. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's a Super Bowl contender team. And we do this with everyone. We wanted Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas before we got rid of Jim Schwartz. Now we regret it. We wanted Ronald Darby out before we got rid of Jim Schwartz. Now we regret it. So I feel like we're being a little too harsh, and I feel like we should just get Wentz good coaching and good playmakers around him. If he does bad, then yeah, by all means, get him out of here. But you can't. It's hard to evaluate this whole team because what Wentz has to go through. And I said this to what's his name, Philly Insider podcast, and this is my quote: Carson Wentz is a problem because the problems around him. I feel like if we had minor problems or not a lot of problems, Carson Wentz wouldn't be a problem. That's how I feel about it.
I agree with all that.
Hey, man. Either me and you are in sync, or you've been watching my videos. Every last thing I said in my video that I just posted a couple hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're absolutely right, man. When you look at it, man, why are you not catering to your quarterback? I told you I was not going to bring up Carson, and that's a soliloquy that I just went through. Now it's time. Let's talk. Bro. Let me ask y'all this, right? If you got a guy and you know that he's not good with money, are you going to put him at cash register? Are you going to put him at cashier?
Nope.
No, right? Now, I'm not saying Carson Wentz is not good in the pocket. I'm just saying he's better rolled out the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he was number 2 in the whole NFL in rolling out of the pocket and making plays. Why is it that you can't do that? And you came on I don't know if it was WIP, I don't know what it was, but you say, you know what, we're going to roll Carson out the pocket. Where, when, how, what, when? Like, man, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. You cater like Infamous said, you cater to Nick Foles in 2017, and I think a lot of that was Frank Wright, because we were, if you remember, when they faced the Colts, who did Nick Foles give praise to? Frank Wright. He didn't give praise to Doug Peterson. He said Frank Wright got me. And that probably was the reason that they went and looked at his 2012 tape. Now, when you look at it, man, you got a quarterback that's best out the pocket. Why can't you go to 2017 and run some of them plays? I don't care if you just run every play that you ran in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem with me. It's a problem with coaching. It's a problem with situational football. It's a problem with player personnel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. I don't know what the hell is going on in this organization. Everybody wants to beat their chest and say, I'm the reason that we won the Super Bowl, instead of saying, you know what, let's come together and win another one. And that's the problem with me. When you look at it, and I understand, Doug. I understand. Doug is frustrated because when you look at it, he looks around and all his guys are gone. Everybody that he brought in is gone. You know what I mean? Except for a dude like Press Taylor, who is, I don't know what the hell he does. When you look at it, how many head coaches do you know take a job when the defensive coordinator is already there? You didn't get to pick your defensive coordinator. This year, you didn't get to pick none of the guys that you wanted. And the guy that you did have, you said that he was going to be here. And 16 hours later, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman said, step into my office. Why? Because you're fired. So when you look at it, man, I understand Doug, he's holding on to the last little bit of power that he thinks he has.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not making the team better, and it's not making him better. It's not making him look better, and it's going to make him lose his job. Go ahead, Joe.
Thanks.
It's tough, and I guess a question for you, Infamous. What was your thoughts on the defense this past week? I know we were going into the offense, and you came here talking Doug and Carson. What were your thoughts on the defense this past weekend?
Our rush defense actually surprised me, and we let up 137 yards, I believe, and it was all in the second half. But, like, we're not the 85 Bears, right? We're not a historical defense team. No one expected us to even stop them in the first half. So, I mean, yeah, you get gassed. I feel like our defense played really well, except for, like, outside of the opposite of Slay. I think when we go into a draft this year, we need to draft. That should be our number one job, because Alex Singleton was all over the place that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Alex Singleton. I feel like if he keeps proving himself, he can start. And we need to get an outside corner before we get a linebacker.
Facts. I mean, when I saw Mills out there and he got hit by the double move again, it's like,
God.
You figure after so many years in the NFL playing corner, the double move would be something that you became an expert at, that you finally are like, you know what, I ain't getting fooled on that. And what happens again? He gets put at corner and the double move gets him again. It's ridiculous.
Watch Jalen Mills go somewhere and become a star corner. Watch it happen. It's going to happen.
Maybe because he'll get a kick in the butt, he gets cut, and he starts practicing double moves over the summer.
One thing I've been adamant in saying is that we have players that are usually pretty good at one thing, and we never, like you were saying, we never mold our plays or our designs to fit that. We just try to keep on putting that triangle in the square hole and hope it works. You know what I'm saying? This whole coaching staff needs to be evaluated. I think I mean maybe like 3 or 4 of our coaches that have been, solid throughout the years. I'm being like Stoutland, Fitt, Deuce Staley, and Aaron Moorhead has been good this year. If we're being honest, I mean our wide receivers technically look good. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on with that. But before we let you go, my guy, I want to know what you think about the Seahawks. Do you think that we can do this weekend? I mean, they've been looking human. We'll say that.
No, we can't do it. But I feel like if we do it against a team like the Seahawks or against the Seahawks, I feel like we're right back. I feel like we're right back in the NFC East, because I feel like we just need one big win. Like, did you see what happened with the Cowboys versus Steelers when they almost won that game? And then now they're upsetting the Vikings and stuff. So I feel like we need one big game to turn this ship around. And if I'm wrong about that, then I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm not Eagles. But one more thing before I head out real quick.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention was outside of QBR, because QBR, to me, I don't like using that stat because it's based on wins, touchdowns, and stuff like that. And somehow Dak has a higher QBR than Ben, even though they're 10-0 and he has more touchdowns, less interceptions, and all that. But outside of that, like pass completion and passer rating, Carson Wentz when he's kept clean in the pocket this year, his throwing stats are better than 2017. Just for all the ones haters that want to say he digressed and all that. So I just had to leave off of that.
That's fair. Hey, bro, hey, real fast, Infamous. I don't know if you follow me, but if you don't, or even if you do, go to my page and go on one of my on one of my videos, comment and put your the link to your page. And
yeah,
I like a lot
just about to say.
And I'm definitely going to follow you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta stay consistent. I'll shout you out and all that, but you gotta stay consistent. I got you.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll talk to you.
Yes, sir. Be safe.
Thanks
for coming on. All right, so next we have Eminem.
Eminem.
All right.
Hey, what's going on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's good? How you doing?
All right. Yo, that. I guess I'm better than I was Sunday, but I'm not really too optimistic for this coming Sunday, or is it Monday night? Yeah, this Monday night. Yeah. That's going to change come Monday morning because, I'm always optimistic at the last minute. But right now, our offense is so inept that even though their defense is super inept, I feel like our ineptitude will outshine their defense's ineptitude. And what makes it worse too is that compared to last year, I think it's safe to say that we're more talented in terms of we have more talented weapons on the offensive side this year than we did last year.
And healthy.
So that's what makes it healthy too, yeah. And that's what makes it more frustrating because you're like, last year you kind of had the excuse of okay, maybe injuries and a combination with game plan didn't pan out that well. But this year we really shouldn't have in terms of like wide receivers and running backs. We don't really have that. We don't have any excuses not to be putting up points. Forget about winning games. Putting up points. Our receiving core is competent. You know, we have Travis Fulgham. He came back to earth these past 2 games, but he's still pretty solid. I know a lot of people want to bash on Jalen Reagor, but Justin Jefferson, he won't look too well in this offense either. So, you know, but even despite that, Jalen Reagor, he's looking pretty good. Hightower, I mean, he's done some things that are frustrating, like not catching the ball, you know, with his hands versus catching with his body. But you know, like Fresh, I know you say this in your videos. Every game, it seems like every game he played in guaranteed a 60-yard bomb or something like that. So you're kind of excited for that, but unfortunately he hasn't been playing. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
So let me ask you a question. If you were to be, you know, Jeffrey Lurie, I'm sure you wouldn't be on this show if you were, but if you were to be Jeffrey Lurie and you could make some changes to this Philadelphia Eagles team in the offseason, where would you start? What would you do?
Well, mimicking Fresh, I would call in Doug, come and step into my office. I'll give him. So I'll preface this by saying that I don't think if Doug doesn't give up play calling this season, I don't see our offense clicking as well as it should. So if that does happen, I'm telling him, hey man, you gotta get at the bare minimum. You have to get a proper OC, whether that be Rich Scangarello or the other guy, whether that be
Morningwig.
Yeah, Morningwig. Yeah.
There's probably someone there, like Fresh was saying, that could call these plays, but Doug's just holding on.
And don't forget about Deuce. Don't forget about Deuce.
And Deuce has been so disrespected.
Yeah. I was
longer than everybody.
I was thinking him. I know we were looking at the OC from USC, but I don't think he declined coming here because he couldn't play call. So I guess let's start from the beginning. He definitely needs an OC, and he needs to give up play calling. I get the I guess argument for Doug Peterson in that he hasn't really had any. It seems like he hasn't had any say in some of his coaching staff, and I guess to alleviate that, or at least not to minimize his role, I would. And see, I guess I know you're telling me to put myself in place of Jeff Lurie, but it's kind of hard to without knowing the ins and outs of, you know, how the coaching staff relates to the front office. But I would take Doug Peterson's play calling away, but give him some other extra powers on another end. I don't know where those powers will come from, whether that be drafting decisions or you know, other decisions like that. But yeah, like everyone's been saying, I would definitely take away his play calling.
Right.
If his style of play calling that has transpired over the past season continues for the remainder of our games.
Right. And that's the one thing that kind of annoys me with this is that he, like a lot of people were saying, he changed his whole offense for Nick Foles, and then from then on, it just seems like he just will not change anything. He's just been, you know, more and more stuck in his ways, and he hasn't, other than the Super Bowl. You know, playoffs are cool, but like, what do you really have that you could really sit there and be like, oh, I need full control of this offense? Because you've seen when we were at our best, you had people that had, you know, voices, to say the least. So I definitely agree with you. So
yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. Like if he does get his play calling stripped away, I don't think he's going to be like Chip Kelly and throw a fit and like leave. I don't see Doug doesn't run me as that kind of person. And honestly, now that I think about it, it's probably best that he just stick to being a head coach, because I can't take this away from him. he gets, or at least before these past 2 games, he seems to be able to get to this group of guys, effectively to bring out the best of them. Now, that hasn't been happening lately because we've been playing very undisciplined. But ignoring that, he's pretty good at that. But play calling, especially with what we have invested in Wentz, we gotta see what some other perspectives or play calling play styles do for Wentz.
Right. I mean, Joe's been saying it throughout the whole podcast since the summer, is that Doug's a leader of men, and that he does a good job with that. But maybe this play calling thing is just not his thing. And just to throw out a crazy stat, because you had mentioned that maybe even if we did have a Justin Jefferson or a DK or whatever, we wouldn't use them right, or they wouldn't get involved. With Rager, he's been on the field for, I believe it was 270 snaps, and only 7 of those were designed Rager plays that are like those screens or trying to get him into open field. The guy's he's fast, he's quick twitch, he can move, and we're not getting these screens. We saw one. I think it was either 3rd or 4th down 2 games ago, and he got the screen and he got 10 yards for a first down. That was phenomenal. We didn't see it again the rest of that game. I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And two other things really. A lot of people, and I'm seeing it in the comments now, and I saw it a lot during you and Philly Mike's and Gates City's post game live stream. Every Eagles fan acknowledges that Carson Wentz is playing horribly. He sucks right now. That's just the reality. Saying that, or giving reasons for that, like, him playing with an inconsistent offensive line, him not being rolled out of the pocket to get him comfortable with the game so he could, do his thing. Those aren't excuses. That's just the reality. Those are reasons. Mentioning those things aren't absolving Wentz of his struggles. They're not apologizing for Wentz's struggles. They're just putting these things in. Exactly, they're putting things into context. So this idea that you have to, you have to criticize Wentz and only Wentz, I can't accept that, because that's just a super naive way of looking at it. And with that, that's why I'm not really for benching Wentz. Like, I think if I were to bench Wentz, it would have to be for a drive. If he doesn't seem like he's in it for just a drive, I wouldn't start Hurts. I wouldn't start Hurts for just a quarter. I wouldn't start Hurts for a half. I wouldn't start him for a full game because, I don't really trust this coaching staff, but it's obvious that they don't believe that he can. Wentz is not playing well, but they obviously don't believe that Hurts will be a massive improvement. Combine that with the fact that, putting Hurts out there right now, especially with the way the offense is going, is going to kill this dude's confidence or kill any progress that he might have.
Yeah,
and also, and top of that, Press Taylor, that guy, no matter what happens, he needs to get fired. That he's a supposed QB, he's a supposed QB coach and passing game coordinator. Our QBs aren't playing too well, and our passing game is garbage. So
it's so bad.
Yeah, it's
hey, real fast. I agree with everything you said, man. It's crazy, man. Let me ask you a question, Eminem, because I watched the game. I know y'all watched the game also. Everybody in the chat. Answer this question for me, right? When you look at it, do you ever see anybody other than Nate Sudfeld talking to Carson Wentz on the sideline after he makes a play? You look at Kansas City. You see a guy in Andy Reid. Even when Patrick Mahomes make a bad play, a good play, no matter what, he's over there talking to his quarterback. You see a guy like McVay. He's over there talking to his quarterback. Even Sean Payton, with a 42-year-old quarterback, is over there talking to his quarterback. This dude has, and it's crazy when he had Frank Wright or DiFilippo in his ear in 2017. That's when he was balling. At the end of the year, when he had a guy like Josh McCown, who was not here anymore, he went to Texas. And when he had him in his ear, and at the end of 2019, you seen a different dude. Now, I'm not going to say you got to hold Carson Wentz's hand every single play. But some kids, and I don't want to just compare Carson Wentz to a kid, but some kids you can say, you know what, it's a green light, go across the street. Some kids you got to say, bring it behind on, come on. And Carson Wentz just might be that guy. That doesn't take away from his athletic ability. That doesn't take away from his ability to be a quarterback. It's just saying everybody is coached differently. Sometimes you just need a guy to be like, yo, calm the hell down. See what I'm seeing. See what I'm seeing from the sideline. Watch this on a Microsoft pad. Let's take a seat. Let's talk. Doug, let's run the football. Let's roll them out. Let's get him more comfortable. As much as you want to think that Mr. Doug Peterson, as much as you want to try to betray that Carson Wentz is a pocket quarterback, he is not. And I've been saying that for the longest. I love Carson Wentz. Y'all already know how I get down. But he's not a pocket quarterback. Right. Can he make throws on the pocket? Yes. We've seen a Fulgham dime in the 49ers game. We've seen a throw for the Boston Scott in the Giants game. We've seen that. We've seen him to make the throws. But he is better on the run. Facts. And why can't you do it? It just seems like he's trying to tarnish this kid because and I might be diving too deep into this. And this is the first time I'm going to say this. But I want everybody to bear with me when I say this. Did you see how happy Doug Peterson was when he drafted Jalen Hurts? It just seemed like you want this dude to fail so you can put in your.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say
but
I
didn't want to say. I've been holding it in, but not no more.
It could be some self-sabotage there. So the problem.
I said that before.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about that. I think if you were more, I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me because Carson and Jalen Hurts. This is kind of reductive to say this, but none of them are. Jalen Hurts is not a pocket passer.
See,
and when Doug does play,
the only reason I would say,
from the pocket though.
The only reason I would say that it makes sense that self-sabotage. I wouldn't say that far, but I would say that these coaches feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? We have clear evidence that there was, Howie Roseman going over people's heads and making decisions that made the offensive, let me get right, that made Doug Peterson upset, made Jim Schwartz mad. Did that have an effect on their mentality for the rest of the season? We don't know. It looks like it. It's easy to make that speculation, in my opinion. But Eminem, I appreciate you coming on here. We got so many people that are like
for sure.
come in. So, but I appreciate you guys, coming on. Definitely stay in the chat.
For sure, you guys take it easy.
Yes, sir. Be safe, bro.
Hey, Eminem, real fast. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What you buy with that gift card that you won, man? I just want to know. I'm being what you
buy with that gift card? I bought a clean Eagles cap, man.
Hey,
my man. Shout out to you.
Have a good one, man. So we about to bring Chalk It Up with Tone next. To everybody, I keep getting the notification that people are not being able to come in. The studio is full. So as soon as somebody leaves, you're more than welcome to come in. I promise I'm going to be better at this and get more people in. I appreciate everybody that is, being patient. So next we have Chalk It Up with Tone DeShields. What is good, my brother? I appreciate your patience. And he still got energy. I love it.
What's good, Playboys? What's going on? How y'all doing today?
What's good?
What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on? Listen, you guys. I want to talk about something a little different. I know we've been talking about the Carson Wentz and the Doug Peterson thing. That's like that those are our obvious problems to me, right? But I want to dig a little deeper in terms of our personnel decisions and our personnel management. I want to know why Matt Pryor and or Sewell Opeta is starting above Nate Herbig. Somebody make it make sense to me, because last time I checked, Matt Pryor is notoriously known for getting benched multiple times. Last time I checked, Steve Stoutland was on the record. That's how I know Steve Stoutland got nothing to do with the decision. He's on the record saying Nate Herbig is ahead of his years. He's so versatile. You can put him in any guard position. No matter what you tell him to do, he can do it. No matter what you tell him to do, he can and will do it. We watched Nate Herbig for several weeks in a row get better and better and better and better. And then all of a sudden, the Giants game, he gets like he doesn't get a snap. You put Matt Pryor and Sua Opeta in over him, and then the Browns game, same thing. What's going on, Doug? Doug, like, do you want Wentz to survive or not? Like seriously, to your point, Fresh, about the whole self-sabotage thing, and I hate that might be a narrative. I hate that might be a narrative because Philly we don't move like that.
No,
that's not how we move. And it's like I look at this team. We watch this team every week, and it's at the point now where, as fans, we're predicting the plays. The commentators and the analysts, they're predicting the plays. So if we're predicting the plays and if they're predicting the plays, what the hell you think the team across the field doing?
All right, facts.
Like, come on.
And it's even worse when we not only predict the plays. Like, can we go back to when me and Brandon were talking during the last game, and it was right before the second half, and I literally said, I was like, they're about to throw 3 passes in a row and give them another possession.
He said,
and I literally counted them. I was like, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Like, and literally gives them another.
It's funny you said that. It's
just so ridiculous because we see the same thing over and we saw this with Andy Reid. So it's funny that we tied with the Bengals when we had Reid, and now we tied. I just feel like other than the Super Bowl, their careers are just starting to merge.
Did we sell our souls for the Super Bowl? Like, tell me, did we sell our souls?
It feels like that.
Like it's starting to seem like Jeffrey Lurie sold his soul for this Super Bowl. Like I don't understand. And a lot of people. Another topic I want to cover as well. Jeffrey Lurie, because again, like, I know we could talk about the obvious things, but I want to talk about the underlying, the background things a little bit.
Definitely.
A lot of people are getting on Jeffrey Lurie about not speaking up. Not taking control of his organization, right? And I kind of think the opposite. And what I mean by that is, it seems like people are trying to turn Jeffrey Lurie into a Jerry Jones type,
right?
And that's not who he is. He's one of the many owners who actually allows his organization to do their jobs. You know what I'm saying? And but don't get it twisted. I firmly believe, behind closed doors, and please excuse my French, but he on their ass. I believe it. Behind closed doors. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe behind closed doors he is on their head. But go ahead, Fresh.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. I think that Jeffrey Lurie, he lets guys do their job, but not when it comes to Jason Peters, bro.
Yo, he wrong for that. He wrong for that.
Is his guy, is his dog, is whatever. He probably sits there and have champagne, and he probably going over there Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
It's 2 players that Jeffrey Lurie loved to death. It's Jason Peters and BG. And Alshon Jeffrey. He loved them guys. You know what I'm saying? BG is
I love BG too, though. BG.
I know. I love BG. Don't get it twisted. No, I love BG, bro.
Yeah. But at least BG is having the best year of his career. Like he is earning that money.
Right.
We can't say the same for Jason Peters, aka the Turnstile.
Bro, he finessed us.
If y'all don't know what a turnstile is, if you ever get on a train, you ever get on an L, and that thing that you got to go through and it turns, click, 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 click. That's Jason Peters. Yo, when I
everybody
say
get a turn,
so freaking bad. Like when you break down the tape, and y'all already know I look at tape, but I'm not a tape guy to give. I give it to you. I give it to you how I give it to you. I give y'all the eye test. I tell you what I see. I tell you the facts. The fact of the matter is, Jason Peters needs to not play. If anything, and here's my offensive line. Y'all.
I'm with you.
I will put Jordan Mailata, who showed that he can be a starting left tackle.
Agreed.
At left tackle. I will put Jason Peters at left guard. If not, bring your guy in that you was just talking about. Okay. Nate Herbert.
Got you.
Then you already know Kelsey. He's at center. I will put Isaac Salamalu at the right guard. He's a swing guard. He done played both already. And then of course Lane Johnson. I think if you start with that, you will be dominant, especially in the run game.
I agree.
And that's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand with Doug, man. It's like you seen, yo, let me tell y'all something.
You bring up Elijah Holyfield and don't play him. Elijah Holyfield, you don't play him at all.
But let me tell y'all something real fast. If you're watching your quarterback take a freaking beating every single game,
speak on the fresh.
This dude out. Hey, Tone, I have never met you. If I see you getting jumped, I'm going to jump in.
I appreciate that, my brother. Vice versa, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Like, seriously, man, when you look at it, man, it's like,
it's like, bro, it's bullying at this point. They bullying him. Like,
yo,
bro,
I don't know if y'all seen it. Now, I don't know if this is true. People, you know, a lot of people told me that this is true. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I don't know if y'all seen it. They said that Olivier Vernon and the other dude was arguing on who's going to go in, and they were so hyped because they knew they was going to get a sack. That's how
I don't doubt it.
Olivier Vernon had 3 sacks that day.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They like it wasn't really like it was like a joker argue, like, no, it's my turn, it's my turn, it's my turn. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
can you imagine if Myles Garrett was in?
Bro,
we would have been.
Yo, if Myles Garrett was in, I'm not gonna lie to you right now.
Wentz probably got hurt.
We would be talking about Jalen Hurts starting.
Well, see, that's the problem. That's the thing I'm worried about is that we're going to keep Wentz in, and I'm cool with that. I'm
cool with
a
it
big
too.
advocate as keeping Wentz in at this point. It's too late in the game to try to pull any benching or anything like that. We have the toughest schedule ahead of us. But the problem is he's already been sacked 50 times. I don't know if it's 50 from before this past game.
40,
whatever it is. 40 times in like maybe 50 quarterback hits. This is something I saw this.
He's going to clutch 50 though.
But he's going to get hurt. And the problem is that everyone's going to say, look at Wentz. He's injury prone. But he's being hit more than anybody else in the league.
Yo, to your point about the sacks, right? I got a crazy stat that Philly Insider podcast put me on. He said out of those 40 sacks, right? 32 of those 40 sacks came 4 seconds after the snap. 4 seconds. So that tells me, A, we already know that the O-line is shaky, right? But A, Doug, you're not drawing up enough plays to get the ball out of his hand fast enough. And B, Wentz, you're not pulling the trigger, bro. You're not pulling the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So, like, some of those sacks, my point is a lot of those sacks could have been avoided, but the bottom line is the offensive line has just been so inconsistent and all over the place. You can't expect that man you can't expect that man to live like that.
All right, when you bring up that stat, let me ask you a question real fast. When you bring up that stat, I don't know how true that stat is. I'm not a stats guy. You know what I mean? I go to my guy. Y'all already know who my guy is to go to stats to. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gate City, man. But so when you look at it, right, is it that he holding the ball too long, or is it that it's no separation? Like, you can't continuously ask the quarterback to just throw the ball away. What are we doing? You know what I mean?
With you. So, I had that argument with a lot of people. I tell people, like, you realize this is like he can get intentional grounding, right? You can't just keep throwing the ball away. I argue with old heads every week when I watch this game. They're like, just throw the ball away. What's wrong with you? I'm like, bro, do you not know the rules?
Hey, Tron, let me ask you a question real fast. I know we got people back here. And
my bad. You good.
I was having fun watching you.
No matter if we agree or not. I got
that fire in my belly, man. I got that fire in my belly, man. I want to
ask you this question. I want to ask everybody in the chat or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Do y'all think that safety was on Wentz?
Wait, what you talking about Ward?
No, the safety. The safety
that he took. Me personally, if I'm gonna answer that real quick, I personally don't.
Oh, you're talking about the safety. The safety.
Yeah. You got to talk like a player now.
It's kind of like that interception. There's a part of that that is on him. At the end of the day, there was a man in the flat that he had a millisecond. He could have threw it away.
But it was a half-field read. It was a half-field read.
But if he looks at that film, I can almost guarantee you he'll say he missed it. You know what I'm saying? That's
but you got to understand, it's a half-field read. I get it. Everything was to the right side. Now the guy you're talking about is to the left, right?
Definitely, yeah. I get that point. That's why I say it's partly on him. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, you're an NFL player. You always have to take accountability. That's been a big thing for my Eagles that I feel that we're lacking overall. So I feel like in a little bit, he should take a little accountability on it. But for the overall, he had maybe a second to get that ball off. So
to your point, Fresh, I think I think I'm with Philly on this. It's like a 50-50 thing. And if we're gonna be honest about it and really talk about the details for real, on that sack, we all know who gave it up, right? It was Jason Peters. Now, let me tell you this. This is how I know he washed, bro. On that drive, on that play, he got help, actually. Greg Ward chipped the D in, and then Samalo came over to help. He got another chip. So he had two people assist. He still give up the sack. He has to go. It was so bad that every time he tried to help Wentz up, Wentz couldn't even look at him.
I wasn't either.
He tried to grab Wentz's hand. Wentz was like, "Yo, just grab my arm, yo. Just grab, just man.
I wouldn't either. Hey, Brandon. What you think about that, though?
What was that?
He said, "What you think about that?"
I missed the whole
I'm
question.
asking you.
What was the question?
No, the safety. Like, do you blame that safety on Carson Wentz?
When looking back at it, it's a different things. I feel like the play calling is just not there. I think that maybe there was one guy that ran a short route, but other than that, there was people going too far up the field. When you're in that position, I liked what they did earlier in the game. They ran that QB sneak to kind of even get 2 yards up the field, so you're not right on the line. So I think if you call something like that, or what was that?
And then I run the football again.
Right, run the ball. Those are the opportunities that you get to move the ball up, and then like on third down, you want to throw it. Okay, cool. At least you're maybe 4 or 5 yards. Or you know what? We're running the ball. We're averaging 4 to 5 yards to carry. We could have maybe got a first down. Who knows? But then you call a pass play, and then not on top of that, they're not quick. It's not a quick screen. It's not a quick slant. It's people running medium routes. It's on everything. Like, yeah, Jason Peters, like he says, yeah, if you look at one guy, I think maybe Greg Ward was opening the flats for a second, but by that point, Olivia Vernon is probably blocking that side of his eyesight. He probably can't even see over there at that point. So
right.
I think it's more. I think it's
and I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all who I blame the most for that safety, and this might throw y'all off. It's Greg Ward.
Okay, interesting.
Greg Ward needs to stop fielding punts yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Oh my God.
Yo,
1,000%.
When I say this dude is bad,
I said that.
1,000,000%.
That I got a problem with coaching, bro. Like,
and it's just mindset. It's not even. That's mental. That's like first day.
He can't see. He can't. For some reason, when he punted, he can't see the.
Bro's he's not even a breakaway wide receiver like that.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like a small possession receiver. Why is he returning?
Exactly. And that's another thing that I got a problem with Doug real fast.
Knowing your personnel.
Rager on the wide receiver screens. You use Greg Ward.
Or you use that. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, to Greg Ward's defense, he had a nice little spin. Greg Ward was giving them the boogies a little bit on that screen, though. We can't sit here and count.
And he went 2 yards.
He but it was a nice 2 yards, bro. It was a nice 2 yards.
He's a Zach Ertz type of dude. He's not a guy that's going to get you yak. He's not a guy that's going to get open field type of dude. He's like our new Jason Zach Ertz type of dude. Like, why is Rager not there? Why are you not bringing up Hightower and letting him do something like that? Why is Watkins not being brought up and doing things like that? I'm trying to tell you, if other teams had Rager, had Quez Watkins, and had Hightower, it'd be bombs over Baghdad, bro. These dudes can play. We don't use them. Go ahead,
man.
But I need to get some more people in here, man. I appreciate you coming out here, bro.
For sure, man.
I haven't seen your name before, so make sure you subscribe. Come back.
For sure, man. You care if I shout out my channel, bro?
Of course. Go ahead.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all, it's your boy Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys, please subscribe, like, comment, share, do whatever you got to do. We all do this Eagles content. Everybody eats. We all got to help each other. As y'all can see, it's a family. it's a camaraderie, y'all. At the end of the day, we all want the same result, and that's that ring. We got one, but we need another, man, because it's getting a little lonely on this other one. So listen, y'all, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for everything y'all do. Man, like, let's just keep putting this good energy forward, and let's pray for rain.
Yes, sir.
Pray for rain.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on, man. God bless.
You already know.
Now I need to work on my like intros and stuff because everybody that comes on here has like the dopest, like, you know what I'm saying? They have like their little spiel. I need to do something. This guy needs.
Everybody got different things, you know.
Exactly. But this guy that's coming on right now,
that, you know what I mean? I just
facts.
You know, say hi.
Yeah, we just come in. What up? This is what we about to talk about.
Hey,
you know
sometimes it be like that, straight to the point. You know?
Yeah,
now talking about intros, this man that's coming on right now needs no intro, but I'm gonna give him one anyways. We need to be doing a collab. So again, this does not count, you know. But shout out to my guy Philly Take with RB. What is going on, my brother? What is going on, my brother?
What is good? Hey, first and foremost, like you said, man, Philly Take with RB. I just want to look. Philly Fresh, this is specifically for you, man. This is where we got to go at this point. This organization knows what they're doing, my guy. They know what they're doing. Look, overhaul, solid coach. What does Doc Rivers do? He delegates, right? He doesn't know everything. He goes and gets Dave Yeager, blah, 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 blah. He gets a staff, right? He gets a staff. And then we are slowly getting out the pieces that don't fit. It's like a mirror image of the Eagles, just that the Eagles aren't doing it right. They aren't fulfilling it. But, hey, man, my take on this thing, look, I don't know if you guys saw my video earlier, but sadly, I think
that's why I want you on here. Come
look,
on,
man. I think it's time to give Carson a game down. Just let him see the field from afar. Now, you know my take from week 2 of the season. I've been saying Doug needs a play caller. Doug needs a play caller. Doug needs a play caller. If Doug could bench himself, I would say it. Bench him. Do something, right? I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. But I know that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And at this point, I mean, I'm one of the biggest Carson guys there is, but just some of his decision-making, it's not good. He's not playing his best football. I'm not saying we should be done with the guy. I'm not saying we should get rid of him. But I think he needs a game to kind of just step back and maybe just take a look at it from a different angle. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Just maybe a spark. You know what I mean? Maybe give Jalen the second half. Maybe give him a couple drives here and there. Because, you know, what the hell's the point of getting a second-round pick and not using them? You know what I mean? I still don't like the pick. Using them for one play a game doesn't make sense to me.
It should be zero.
See, I've been on that train. I've been on that same train, RB. I'm glad somebody could finally come back me up. I'm just saying, at this point, what is?
Oh wait,
I don't even want to say what's the worst. I don't even want to say. Listen. I
got two people to shoot out on this one. Oh, let's
I don't even want to say it. It's gonna be
it.
y'all 2 versus us 2. It's looking like so.
Right before Fresh goes in, I just want to say because I was.
No. Joe was about to keep going.
Yeah,
let me hear this.
Let
me hear this.
So I've been saying, at the worst, especially now, if we're gonna keep losing, I would not mind seeing what Jalen Hurts has. Even if it's the worst case scenario to up his trade value, if that's what we get out of it. If we're not going to be a playoff team, if we're not going to be a good team, and we're going to blow this up next year anyways, I don't see the point in risking Wentz's health, Wentz's mentality, whatever you want to put it on. We have to see what we got in this kid anyway. So what's going to happen next year? We're going to have a whole new coaching staff and still no idea what Jalen Hurts can get for us because nobody's going to give us anything because he doesn't touch the field. So that's kind of where I stand on it. And I'm not saying bench Wentz because I hate Wentz and cut Wentz. I'm saying business-wise, get something out of that second round pick. That's where I've been. I've been kind of, hey, it is what it is about it. I know a lot of Philadelphia fans do not feel that way, but it is what it is, man. At this point, we have to be smart. We have to be smart about it.
Look at my comments. A lot do. No. Hey, Brandon, go ahead before I go. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I know you're ready, but no, because what I was saying is that if you wanted to, let's say, if you wanted to prove something to Wentz, if you wanted to quote unquote punish him, you do that when he was playing bad against Ben DiNucci. You do that when he was playing bad against Daniel Jones. You do that when he's even, let's say, last week because you're being strategic. You're going to bench Wentz, but you know what? Maybe it's because it's raining and you want to run more quarterback runs. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to sit you down and try to punish you, blah, blah, blah. But we can't do it now. It's too late. We're going against the Seahawks, the Saints, the Packers, the Cardinals, you'd be feeding this guy to the Sharks. And it wouldn't be fair to Jalen Hurts at all to go against these top teams. For then, if he stinks, we're coming at him. Philly fans are coming at him. Philly media is coming at him. Everyone's coming at him. And next thing you know, he's losing confidence. I just don't feel like it's necessary to do it now. If they did it before a couple weeks ago, then I would have been like, all right, I get it at halftime. And then you put Wentz back in the next week. But as of right now, at this point in the season, it doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like if he sucks, I don't care about his confidence. That's how I feel. If he's going to go out there and be horrible, okay, be
on those circumstances though, with the bad offensive line that hasn't played well, with play calling that hasn't been great, with it'd just be a disservice to him, and it would be unfair in my opinion.
My only rebuttal to that before I let Fresh go.
Y'all ready? Can I
hold
go?
up?
Ready?
My only rebuttal to that is like I feel like we've seen the same thing for like 5 weeks in a row, 6 weeks in a row, and like. At this point, it's like, where do we go? You know what I mean? I don't think Doug has the capability to figure it out. So it's like, I feel like we've exhausted what we could do with Wentz in terms of Doug Peterson. That's how I feel.
All right, so real fast before I go on my soliloquy that I'm about to go,
I'm ready.
I want to know from y'all, what did Carson Wentz do last week that caused him to be benched?
I mean, he had an ugly ass interception, bad reads. And the same thing he's been, even on the interception, that was a terrible read. I mean, you can't say that wasn't a bad read. He did get hurt, but there was a man wide open. He was throwing to the wrong guy, in my opinion. He had that ball
again. He was not open. Sendejo was right there running down. If he would have threw that ball, it probably would have been, I don't know, Sendejo got hands of stone, so he probably wouldn't have caught it. But still, he was right there. That's number one. Number two. All right, so you're not gonna like if you bench Carson Wentz for a half, I'm telling you what's gonna happen. This dude, he already got it. Obviously, it's up here. Now, is he playing bad? Yes. I never will say that. Now, what I can say is, if you do that, it's not a McNabb type of thing. I know a lot of people keep trying to compare this thing to McNabb. I was in my prime when that happened. You know what I mean? I'm 37 years old. So like I was in my prime and I was watching football at a very, very high clip. You know what I mean? And I understood what was going on. He had a bad game. We bench him for a half, yada, yada, yada. He comes on and we go to NFC Championship. Yeah, cool. All right. This is not that. This is not that because people was not clamoring for a lot of people want to try to act like people was clamoring for McNabb to get benched. They was not. Everybody is clamoring for Carson Wentz to get, not everybody, but a lot of people. And I'm telling you, in a half, Jalen Hurts is not going to be able to put on tape to where though his stock is going to go up. Now, let me ask you this, and let me give you this, and I want to know if this quarterback should be benched. 1-3 in their last 4 games, only 5 interceptions and 5 picks. Should that quarterback be benched?
I mean, I would need context. If he looks as bad as Carson Wentz does, I mean, Carson's getting killed out there. Carson's getting killed out there. I think it's Tom Brady. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's definitely Tom Brady. So when you look at it, man, everybody goes through these struggles. Carson Wentz is going through a struggle, but his coach is not helping. Before I bench Carson Wentz, I would ask that you give up play calling Mr. Doug Peterson first.
Facts.
If you do that, and then Carson still looks like that, then hey man, you got me. I just think the main problem, you fix the main problem, and the main problem is Doug Peterson situational football, which is not running the football enough. His play calling, which is not using his players to their strength. Once again, Carson Wentz's strength is rolling out the pocket. Every time he rolls out the pocket, a big play happens. Am I right or am I wrong? So when you look at it, get this dude, even with the safety, get him and get him running around and it's the end zone. So what? Get him running around because even though he's not as athletic as he was in 2017, he will still get you 7 yards on the ground with his legs. But you got to get him out of trouble, especially when his offensive line is so bad. 9 different offensive line, basically just 9 different offensive linemen, not linemen, but the way the structure is in 11 games. What quarterback is going to succeed? No quarterback is going to succeed, especially Jalen Hurts. Now, I get it. I'm not saying that y'all saying Carson Wentz can't get his job back and he need to be benched for the season, but that's not going to help this team at all. I still want to go to the playoffs. I still want my quarterback to get some playoff experience. I don't care if we get beat down there. I don't care about none of that. I still want him to have more than 3 snaps before he gets a sucker shot in the back of the head. So I still want to win this division. I'm trying to tell y'all, benching Carson Wentz is not going to help us win this division.
No, I respect that. I mean, I respect that. Carson, if we win this week, right? I will eat crow or whatever the saying is.
No, you ain't got to. You're entitled to your opinion. You ain't got to.
No, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be wrong. If we win and he comes and turns it around and looks totally different than he did in the first whatever amount of weeks that we are now, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I want to see this team succeed. If it means that we have to eat, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but I'm saying if we put Jalen Hurts in and he balls out and we have to make the decision to eat $60 million to be a competitive team for the next 10 years because Jalen Hurts is real, I'm down with that. I don't care about that money. That money does nothing for me. At the end of the day, if we're going to be a better team because we have to make that sacrifice or whatever you want to call it, we have to see what we have. At the end of the day, Carson Wentz, I love Carson Wentz. He's cool. It is what it is. But I worry more about this team. And if the team isn't going to be around him, because players have been talking junk, it's not just, you know what I'm saying, on the field. And we can say that it's just, headlines or whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, there's too many times. You know what I'm saying? You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This is like the 3rd or 4th time we've heard people complaining about Carson Wentz inside the organization. Now, we know that there's other issues. That is not something that we can ever deny. But players have said they don't think he's the guy. People inside the organization have said that they don't think he's the guy. So, I mean, these are things that we see.
That matter. Who on this team right now matters other than really Carson Wentz? When you look at it,
I would say everybody. Carson Wentz can't win you a Super Bowl by himself.
No, I'm talking about future wise, bro. Like who on this team is the organization going to pick over Carson Wentz? When you look at it, nobody. The other $100 million man, he don't look like $100 million man. He actually took a pay cut, and that's Fletcher Cox. He took a pay cut. So when you look at it, it's like even though people want to say what they want to say, and I don't know where I don't know where that came from that you just said. Like, because I did hear it too. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I didn't see exact people. So
no.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders actually came out and said some bull crap like that. Like he freaking know. You don't know nothing. Make it out of here.
Plus, he's also a cowboy, man. So.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Right now, Carson Wentz is tick beat. Right now, if you want to get views, if you are a ESPN guy or Fox guy, or if you want somebody to listen to you, you say Carson Wentz's name. That's just facts. So when you look at it, man, people are going to come up here and try to act like they know everything, and they know nothing. Like these dudes talking about Carson Wentz having bad practices and he just not caring. How the hell do you know? The reporter's not even allowed in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's all tick bait, man. And we and I'm saying we as a whole because we are Eagles Nation. You know what I mean? But we take it and we run with it because somebody said something that got a name. Just because you got a name, like Baldy, Balder, whatever his name is, this dude don't know what the hell he be talking about sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know he breaks down tape, but some of his tape is bull crap. So when you look at it, man, just because you got a name and you say something, that doesn't mean that you're right. Stop trying to be first and start trying to be right. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, I was just gonna add, like, I agree with like most of what you said. Actually, the thing that's just concerning about Carson for me is like there have been some plays this year where he just blatantly makes the wrong decision, and I never saw that from Carson in years past. And I know part of it is his mechanics, which I think Doug allows to be sloppy, and they don't really fix that. In addition to that, the one thing that's really getting on my nerves, this is Carson and Doug, is the fact that they're willing to openly say that they are not going to change. You know what I mean? Carson comes out and says, I'm the same old guy. I'm just going to keep taking these shots down the field, double coverage, contested. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. This is why I think you need to send a message to the guy. And Doug's not going to do it. You got to send a message to him. And I mean, like I said, the only other thing that's concerning is just that, they're like, Carson never, missed 5-yard screens or he never missed, wide open throws over the middle. And I think it's his mechanics are off and it's getting to his head. I really do.
That's what scares me too.
Real fast, RB. In 2017, he missed passes, but it's just that he made way more plays. He has been playing the same way, but it's being more scrutinized because these plays are turning into turnovers. Now, a lot of that is, tape on a guy. A lot of that is not having the same receivers running wrong routes and not having camaraderie. What I can say, and a lot of people don't appreciate this enough, RB, is in 2017, he did not have the best receivers. He did not have the best running backs, but they were there for 13 games when he played. It's camaraderie. The only person that he lost on the offensive line was Peters. Everybody else played 13 games. It's camaraderie. Sometimes you do not have to have the best talent. They just need to be on the field because when you look at it, you have to learn a different wide receiver every single week. The last 3 years, he threw to 24 different receivers. That is widely the most in the NFL. Widely, bro. So when you look at it, man, Carson Wentz has been the same guy. I'm not even going to lie to you. I've been breaking down tape on 2017 because everybody talks about that. And he had missed throws. But he would go to the sideline and DiFilippo would tell him, calm your behind down. Look at what I'm seeing. And then he would come out and make a spectacular play. So that overthrow, well, don't forget about that. And we would do the same this year if he made them same spectacular plays afterwards. You know what I mean? He made overthrows. He missed guys. He threw interceptions. It was only 7. He fumbled.
Right.
He was fumbling in 2017. He's been fumbling his whole career. But we tend to forget that because we're winning. Winning cures everything. Whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I've said this before. My bad. I'll let you go real quick. I just want to say one thing real quick. I've said this before. The thing I hate the most, I should say, is when we're losing games really, really ugly. And I know people are going to hate that I say this. And then in the fourth, we have 3 terrible quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, Carson Wentz puts up 150 yards and we almost win. And now but look at what Carson can do. We need consistency. Just like you said, the camaraderie, we need all that. We need our quarterback to play consistently as well. And this is the thing. We have to separate that everything isn't Carson's fault and what is Carson's fault. And that's what I think a lot of people get lost in. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that everything is on Carson. It's saying that we have to understand what is on Carson. And even if you're saying you want to win the division, I'm cool with that. I do too. Don't get me wrong. I would never say tank. But if we're not going to win this division, see what you have on this team. But go ahead, Philly. Take. I know you wanted to say something.
Hey, I was just going to respond to that because I like his take on it. But the only thing I would say back to that is I agree. He has not really had any consistency with the weapons around him. But here's the fact. Last season down the stretch, I saw him with guys he never even knew before. I mean, they were practice squad guys. But what did he do? He helped elevate the talent around him. Now, part of that, it's not all him. I mean, it's the play calling as well. I didn't like Mike Groh that much. But the reason I was so high on Carson is because I saw Carson the leader the last 4 games of last year. I'm not seeing that much right now. And maybe it's just like, bumping heads with the organization. I don't know, man. But I saw a different Carson Wentz down the stretch last season, and I didn't even know most of the guys, to be honest, until we started to see them.
All right, real fast, RB. Two things, real fast. I seen a leader. I seen the leader in the Pittsburgh game. He tried to come back. I think his coach made some dumb behind decisions. I seen the leader in the Baltimore game. He tried to come back. I think his coach made some dumb behind decisions. Now, in last year, once again, he was struggling because dudes was in and out, in and out. They finally found a team that played all 4 of them games. That's why it's camaraderie. Now you get a feel how Dante Burnett plays. You get a feel how Greg Ward plays. You know what I mean? You get a feel how Boston Scott wants the football handed to him. You get a feel how Miles Sanders was already balling, but you get a feel how Miles Sanders is. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, once again, and the only reason I keeps preaching this to people because they bring it up about McNabb didn't have these weapons. McNabb had weapons that was available to him. So when you look at it, man, the last 4 games, well, really 5. I thought he played good in the Miami game. The defense is horrible. But when you look at it, man, them last 5 games, he had the same guys. And even this year, you know what I mean? It's the guys in and out, in and out, in and out. They want to bring in Alshon Jeffrey when a high tower is coming into a zone. Now, did he drop some touchdowns as passes? Yes, he did. But he still was coming to a zone. And now this dude is inactive because you want to bring in a dude that claimly is talking bad about Carson Wentz behind the scenes, hasn't done anything the last 2 years, but yet and still you want to start him. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, it's so many organizations. Like RB, let me ask you a question. What quarterback can strive on what is going on with this organization right now? I don't think it's none. Probably Russell Wilson. Other than that, I don't think no quarterback what you wanted to have. What you wanting to have a old behind left tackle instead of starting a guy who was balling. Instead of starting a guy who's balling, have the best talent on the field. What you using a Greg Ward with screens instead of using a Rhaegar, where he specializes it. You know what I mean? With so much going on. With having a Matt Pryor is freaking buns. With having a Matt Pryor on the field, when you look at it, how many quarterbacks can thrive with all this stuff that's going on? Not running the football when you have a guy that is second best in yards per carry. It's just so much, bro. And I get it. I'm not saying that y'all saying fire Carson Wentz and y'all done with Carson Wentz. I'm just saying I want y'all to take in everything that I'm saying. It ain't just Carson Wentz, man. Because problems can be fixed with the quarterback, but it starts upstairs. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, I was just like, I had one more question to ask, but to add on to that, I wanted to know from you guys. I don't know if you heard because I didn't, but what the hell happened to Nate Herbig? Because last thing I heard in a press conference was Doug say, he was healthy, but he was fighting for the second string. And I'm like, hasn't this man been maybe our most rock solid lineman? Obviously the JP thing is ridiculous. Like we have like this fetish of like veterans who are washed out.
Right.
Just because we're paying them. But Nate Herbig, I mean, the guy's young. He was balling out. I know he had like a little finger injury, but he said he was perfectly healthy this week. I don't understand that.
Yeah, my thing with that is that you can look at the whole roster. You know, it's either like you said, the infatuation we have with veterans, or Howie Roseman has this like issue with saying he's wrong, especially when it's about money. Like if he's giving somebody if he's giving somebody $6 million, he's going to play you. Like if you're getting more money than the person that's behind you, you're going to play. And it might not look good. It might hurt the team. So Sua Opeta, I think every Eagles fan, you don't even have to really watch film. I think you knew Sua Opeta was not good. You know what I'm saying? And when he was in, I think we all were talking about it and we're just like, why, what happened to Nate Herbig? You know what I'm saying? We're like, what happened to Nate Herbig? Just like you were saying, what happened? So that's just another sign of their ineptitude, because it makes no sense to me, at least.
I don't get
Yeah, it starts at the top. I mean, at the end of the day, you knew something was weird with the season if a guy like JP can come in and say, I want more money to play a position to help my team that I've been with forever, and they gave in. At that point right there, that was a red flag looking back at it. And since then, like everyone's been saying, is Jordan came in. Did he have some hiccups? Sure. This is his first time starting football, let alone NFL football. And he actually did a good job. And instead of developing him and throwing Jason Peters back at guard where he agreed to play, you want to keep him out there, and he sucks last week, and you still say he's our starter. It doesn't make sense at this point when it comes to that.
And real fast, and that messes with your mental. Because it's like, when you look at like if I'm Jordan Mailata and I'm looking at that, and I'm saying y'all starting that over me, oh man, I must not be good, because you got to understand that everybody don't think the same. And that's probably what Carson Wentz mental too. Now what I can say real fast about Carson Wentz, real fast, y'all. Now I understand he has been hesitant. You know what I mean? Some throws he should make, but my thing is, if you put him on a run, he makes them throws because he's not worried about getting blown the hell up. This dude is getting blown. This dude is getting blown up more than them things that that be in front of the car dealerships, whatever them little Jones is. Like, he getting blown up so freaking much, man. It's ridiculous, bro. Like, why do people not understand? He has 40 sacks on the season. And way more quarterback hits than that. But yet and still, this man gets up, he gets up, and he fights. And the little things, to me, I think people look over because they want this dude gone or they want this dude benched. The things like the blocking when Jalen Hurts is. He's not sitting there soaking because Jalen Hurts comes in. He's actually blocking for this dude. The things like when Miles Sanders fumbles. You want to know who was at the bottom of that pile?
I saw Carson.
Your quarterback coming all the way from all.
I remember Cam Newton in the Super Bowl. He didn't even die for a fumble.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These intangibles are things that you cannot coach. These intangibles are things that the reason why I love this quarterback. It's not just the fact of he played good in 2017. This dude is tough. This dude will give you his all. And when he stands in front of the team and says that, he means it. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, hey, I don't want to take too much time. I just got one more point because you actually kind of just referenced it. But my last question would be, I agree. Like, Carson has to be on the run. There's no reason you don't get this man out of the pocket till the third quarter. But what do you think that he can be, like a storied quarterback in this franchise if he can't throw from the pocket? You know what I mean? Like, because I got my own opinion about that, but I feel like he still has to be able to throw from the pocket. He can't always be on the run.
All right, so what's your opinion? I'll rebuttal it. I don't know. What you talking to me?
McNabb threw well out the pocket. McNabb wasn't just a straight pocket passer. He was moving around. He was getting out the pocket. Michael Vick, another good quarterback for the Eagles, getting out the pocket. Randall Cunningham, a good quarterback for the Eagles, getting out the pocket.
I'm saying he definitely got to get him out of the pocket. But I'm saying you still got to be able to throw in the pocket as well.
You can.
He's missing easy throws though in the pocket. Yeah,
he does, and it might be his mechanics or whatever. He had now. That's the one thing, and you can ask Philly Mike. I think he in here. That's the one thing I cannot defend.
Right.
Some of the overthrows and with the check downs, and I can't defend that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's mechanics. I don't know what it is. But once again, I've seen him do this his whole career. This is who he is. So it really doesn't make me upset like how other guys are upset about it, because I know this kind of guy. He's going to make 3 throws a game, and you be like, dude, what the hell was that? But then he's going to cover that. Well, he used to cover that up with 5 or 6 spectacular plays. You say, yo, this dude is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, what I can say, RB, the question that you're asking is, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Carson Wentz has to be better, man. Carson Wentz has to be better. The whole team has to be better. I just think he can be better if things are put around him right. And when I say around him, I'm not saying talent right now, other than the offensive line. I'm not saying talent right now. I think he got the talent. I think Doug Peterson has the talent. We talk about Miles Sanders. We talk about Dallas Goedert. We talk about Travis Fulgham. We talk about Rhaegar. You know what I mean? Hightower, I think, should still be on an active roster. Greg Ward. You know what I mean? Even a Rodgers, who has been balling. He's been quietly balling.
Oh,
So
Richard, yeah.
you look at it, you got the talent, man. You got the talent. And to me, man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Things have to change. And my first thing I would do before I bench Carson, because that's what this is all about right there. I need Doug to give up play calling. Now, if Doug gives up play calling and I see better plays and Carson still is not succeeding, oh yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm hey, give me a one-way ticket on that bus. I'm with y'all. Like seriously, but right now I just need better play calling. I need guys to be schemed open. I need guys to be utilized, to be put in a position to where they are best. And then we'll see.
Facts.
I agree.
See, me personally, I'm about done with it. I'm on my I'm like, yeah, hey, but it is what it is. But hey, RB, I appreciate you coming on here, brother. You know we're gonna do something pretty soon. So I will.
Hey, RB been ducking me too, man. It's okay.
hey, you guys, look, at the end of the day, appreciate all you guys, man. Believe it or not, I am a Carson supporter. Like, I want to see this guy do good. I want us to win. It's just at the end of the day, we got a lot of, like I said earlier, man, we got a lot of holes in the organization, and we got to turn it around now, or we're going to be going into a completely different phase. But appreciate you guys, man.
Hey, RB, before you go real fast, who is your biggest problem in the organization right now, from top to bottom? Who is your biggest problem?
I mean, I've been saying it's Doug and his play calling since week 2, but now I almost feel like Doug and Carson are at the same level. And then, like, I also think Howie Roseman is bad because the guys that we draft, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm viewing everybody up there at the top, man. There's just no accountability throughout the organization. And the number one problem is there's no, like, seeing eye to eye. Doug comes out, says, oh, we're keeping Mike Groh and Carson Walsh. The next day, they're gone. Doug, he's stubborn. Like, I think we can all admit that. Doug is stubborn. He comes out, and that's, like I said, that's my biggest problem, you know? You come out, you try, you know, you're implementing different things, that's fine. But he comes out and he acts like a child at the press conferences. It's hard to even watch him.
I don't watch him anymore.
It's bad, and he's that stubborn that he won't give up his play calling duties. Hey, Chicago Bears, what did Matt Nagy do? He said they were I think like 5-3, maybe 6-3. He said, I'm not doing good enough. I'm going to delegate and let somebody else call plays.
The organization made him do that, though.
Well, maybe we need some of that. Maybe we did that.
But he gave up the play call and didn't even do that great that on, I think it was like Monday night or Sunday night game or whatever it was.
Yeah, they didn't do that good, but I would like to at least see something tried different because when Doug comes out and says, you know, we're going to stick with Jason Peters, we're going to come out and keep doing the same thing. I mean, he lies to us. Miles Sanders should have 23 carries a game. He gets 15. It doesn't make sense at all, man.
And I've been said that it's more about the statement than the action right now. Like I would love to see somebody get cussed out, a helmet thrown, something. Just show me you care half as much as we do right now.
I agree.
It's like
we've seen the same thing. I mean, he has like I literally see the same like maybe 15 plays a game. I don't see anything different. It's one sheet of plays.
Right.
He just coaches like a robot, but.
It's a crazy world we live in. 2020, man. We'll chalk it up to 2020. That's really what I'm going to do right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. The last thing I ever thought I'd be saying is, should we bench Carson Wentz? But
seriously, man. I mean, but we'll see what happens. And like you guys were saying, we all are on the same. We're in the same book. Right now, we might be on different pages because we all are seeing it from different angles. It is what it is. I respect both y'all opinions. Obviously, I respect your opinion sometimes, Brandon. But, you know, we all Eagles family. You know what I'm saying? So we all have to – this is what this is about. This is why I do these call-ins. because I want to get the different perspectives. So,
Facts.
like I said, RB, I appreciate you being on here so much, and we're gonna kidnap you for a live pretty soon.
Hey,
so.
definitely, man. And I feel bad for you because you're a fan of them stinking Nets. Hey, you
Hey,
gotta,
I can't
ride
wait.
on
Hey,
the
that's
ship,
what.
man.
Hey, that's what
till
I
the
was about to
season.
say. I was gonna say that we could do like do this drawing like a whole live, but I forgot, man. He he dealing with the Brooklyn dudes, man.
Hey, bro, you know when the time comes and we play those.
So
games,
wait, was you a New Jersey fan first?
I was in New Jersey. Yeah, you can ask my man's Brandon, bro.
I ain't gotta
I'm a
ask him. Why do you
diehard.
answer? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm a
He's like,
diehard.
believe me.
No, because trust me,
Believe me.
once Durant came and Irving came, it was like you don't like the. I had to pull up receipts, like bro. I was over here crying when we won 13 games, bro. Trust me.
Yeah,
Now I've been a.
So
Nets
you
fan my
remember
whole
when y'all
life.
went to the finals and got spanked?
And got swept. Yeah, that's why I want to go. I want to go beat the Lakers. You know what I'm saying, to get a little bit of revenge.
Hey man,
you
we got beat. We didn't get swept, but we got beat by the Lakers too, man. Don't worry.
Hey, we'll do it. We're doing it for everybody, bro. We'll do it for the whole East.
I don't think so, though. You know we coming. I can't, you know what? Hey, RB, we is gonna have him on. I can't wait. Yo, we gonna have you on. I hope we meet you on the playoffs, man. Seriously.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot. Anything's possible. You know that.
He did that with the Celtics. Then when he
booty
juice.
Hey, I'll let
like
you
a
know,
heart attack.
man. Philly. I mean, the Eagles are in turmoil right now, and I feel bad for you, bro, because KD and Kyrie, they're gonna clash like that, man, and it's not gonna be a good year for you, my guy.
I'm a Penn State fan too.
Kyrie can't play with nobody but himself. Pause.
Nope.
I'm not even a fan of Kyrie, to be honest. But that's a whole nother. We'll do
hey man, I'll let you guys go, man.
Yes,
Appreciate you
sir.
guys.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Shout out to you guys, man. Have a good one.
All right, now we got a couple more people we'll do. And then we'll
I'm
get
pretty
off
sure
of
some
here.
people left. We did a whole
we did
a whole live with RB. Oh, hey, Brandon, you ain't skating. Who your team?
Man, I'm an NBA fan. I just watch basketball. I never
that's fair.
I put all my energy into football.
Oh, you wanted them whatever team LeBron on. You wanted them.
Nah. I root for the underdogs once it comes toward like playoff time. Like I was hyped for the Heat this past year. Like I think Jimmy Butler proved more to me this year than LeBron and the whole Lakers thing did, because that bubble stuff was too easy for them. That was just I don't know.
Jimmy Butler proved a lot to me when last year, man. That dude is a dog.
Yeah, I like Jimmy.
Yeah, y'all sleeping on my Nets, and I love it.
This is the most exciting stuff with him. That dog gonna bring in some dead cats to the house and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, that dude.
All right, so we're gonna bring in a couple more people. We got like 2 or 3 more people I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna call this a night. The next person we have is actually an up and coming content creator. Shout out to him, Lindy Enzone.
Hey,
what's
going
back,
on,
brother?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man? So how you feeling? I appreciate you.
He's ready for
patient,
Christmas.
Man.
He's ready.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, I know Thanksgiving's this week, but I had to break it out. It's like my favorite hat.
I respect that. How you feeling, man? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got a bigger curveball for y'all when it comes to the NBA. I'm a Mavericks fan.
Yeah. See, I love the Mavs,
but listen up, though.
I'll never back Dallas in anything. But go ahead.
True, I didn't even
but no, I'm all over the place. Baseball, I'm the Braves. Basketball, it's the Mavericks. But I love my Eagles, no doubt. But no, I was a Sixers fan. But as soon as Iverson hung him up, I'm like, I was a big fan of Dirk growing up. So yeah. And my boy Luka's doing his work. So, but yeah, man, we got some Eagles to talk about here. And actually, Fresh, you took a point that I was about to talk about. You guys were talking about the safety that Carson took. Greg Work could have done something on special teams. If you know that based on field position, yeah, just make an effort to catch the ball. You don't want to pin your offense on in front of your own end zone. You got Carson taking a run up the middle just to prevent himself from taking a safety because he knows his offensive line has been bad that game. So just make an effort on special teams to put your offense in a better position based on the punt, based on the field position. and just help your offense out there. I know Carson hasn't been helping the offense out either, but it's a collaborative effort. We're talking about teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, two things. Just to respond to what I saw in the chat, I'm the co-host with Joe. Joe's like the main face of the Philly. I'm here with him. It's just a good time. But to bring up your point, Greg Ward,
hold on real fast, man. How y'all get a cartoon in the background? And I need a cartoon, man.
I'll make you one, bro. You want me to make you one? I got you.
Yeah, I need a cartoon, man.
I got you, bro. Say less. I have one by the morning.
But
I appreciate it, man.
But this isn't Greg Ward's first time. It's not his first time letting a ball go behind him and hoping that it bounces into the end zone to get the touchback. He's done this almost every game, and it's obnoxious, and it puts us in bad field position 90% of the times. I don't get it. Dave Phipp, he's a great special teams coach, but is he not going up to Greg and saying, fair catch the ball, go catch it. We got you out there because we don't think you're going to break it loose, but I'm assuming they got him out there because of sure hands. They know he's going to catch the ball. Go catch it. Catch it. And
yeah.
Do y'all know? Do y'all want to know? And a lot of people talk about, Carson. I don't think he played a bad game in the Giants game. I think he did what the coach asked him to do, and it just wasn't enough. But he still did what the coach asked him to do. But you can't be a game manager if your coach is not managing the game. Do y'all want to know his starting, where he had to start at, the average on each drive? It was 9 yards. It was 9 yards on the opposite end of the field. That was his average.
That's wild.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Like, his QBR,
who can win a game doing that? And on the other end, it was 37 yards. So that's really the game right there when you look at it. Carson Wentz had no turnovers. He had no fumbles. He had none of that. That's the game. A lot of people fail to realize, and I want to thank you for bringing this up, because a lot of people fail to realize and bring light to the fact that it's 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. Special teams plays a major part. It's a third. And we seen the Giants basically won because of the Daniel Jones run. We get that. But they basically won because the field position was never flipped to our side. It was always Carson Wentz starting behind his 10-yard line. But you want him to be a game manager. You want him to manage the game. You want him to win that game. Not playing. What the hell is that?
I think
you want him to win that game.
He better run out the house.
Yeah, my man setting on fire, dog. Like cooking.
Making them pateles.
It's probably me though. I be cooking so much, man. I probably set off your alarm and all that. You already know how I get down. My bad. I'm apologize, man.
You bringing that fire, man.
But seriously, man. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, no, I think my wife accidentally started a fire in the kitchen. That's what was going on.
We that mad too. We that mad too. Trust me.
Yeah, but go find out. What you mean you think?
No, I got a good view. I got a good view from here. It's a small apartment. I got a good view. I can see what's going on. But no, I mean when you talking about average field position, I mean obviously. You got to look at that fact and think, as far as offensive play calling goes, that shrinks your playbook. You got less options. You got less options the closer you are to your own end zone, because it's like, well, obviously there's less run plays that you can strategize and all of that. But it's one thing I've noticed is that I have not seen this. I have not seen this play calling and the way the offense is ran. Carson has not consistently been in a rhythm. The Cleveland game's a perfect example. There was no excuse to not run the ball more than pass. You've seen the Browns do it 40 times to 21 passes. We should have had a similar game plan to combat what the Browns were doing against us. Because, we can argue the fact that the defense held Cleveland to only just to only like 13.
No,
like only
you ate my
13
sandwich.
points. So we can argue that fact.
My bad,
But-
y'all. I thought I had it on mute.
I don't know. It must be the bottom row right now. It must be the bottom row panel. That's great. That's
Yeah, I
great.
thought I had it on mute when I said that. My bad.
That's all
That was
good.
tough.
I play with my food, man. I'm a
Hey.
big guy, man.
I
Seriously,
feel
man.
you, bro. I feel you. I was mad for you. I was about to not his sandwich. I was about to hop a flight like not his sandwich. We stopping this.
Seriously,
ride.
don't mess with my food. Don't mess with my hats, my sneakers, and my food, man. Go ahead, go ahead, y'all. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, a lot of us are hungry. I lost my train of thought for a second.
Nah, this whole team needs to.
Hey,
figure it
man,
out.
sandwiches will do that to you. You hear me?
You know, hey, now you got everybody hungry. Now you got everybody hungry. But no, yeah, this whole team needs to figure this out, man, because it's a like a lot of viewers were saying, man, this is a problem from the top, and it works its all the way down to the bottom. So let me ask you a question about the obvious thing that I feel like has been kind of the topic for the past hour.
Here we go.
Wentz or Hurts, man? Are you ready to see what Hurts got, or do you still want to keep Wentz in?
Well, I mean, the obvious. Well, it's not obvious for a lot of people, but the obvious answer here is the fact that we're looking at an offense with Carson Wentz right now that has absolutely no creativity to it because and I think I said this in a previous stream with one of the YouTubers. I mean, go back to 2019, we had the same issue. Doug still had vanilla play calling in 2019, and that was with Mike Rowe. So with it not being better right now, Press Taylor should not be the passing game coordinator. There's an issue with some of the guys in the coaching staff that are assuming too much responsibility that should focus on what brought them there in the first place. Press Taylor is a quarterback coach. Obviously, it looks to be that he's not doing a good job at it. But why are you accepting more responsibility when you don't do your first job right the first time? That's one of my issues. And then we want to talk about Jalen. We want to talk about Jalen Hurts, seeing what he can do. What do we expect Jalen to do in this offense? It's barely tailored to Carson Wentz. Do you really think that it's going to be tailored to Jalen Hurts in our current situation right now? In a shortened off season, with the lack of a proper training camp, with the lack of preseason games, that's given Jalen Hurts even less time to go over the playbook properly, as if he's assuming a starter position to be the backup for Carson in the first place. Because obviously they don't trust Nate Sudfeld right now. They wanted Jalen Hurts. Yeah. So how far along is Jalen Hurts to assume a role behind Carson, assuming he gets benched, especially with the way the offense is constructed right now? He's not going to get much further. So, I mean, for everybody wanting Jalen Hurts, it's not realistic. We could lose out as we could easily lose out with Jalen like we would with Carson playing as bad as he is.
All right. I mean, to quote my boy Brandon, it's not vanilla, it's cardboard. But
facts, vanilla's still good.
Hey, Joe, let me answer this question real fast. He asked what Jalen Hurts would look like. I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be a running football team, like we should be right now. You should run a freaking football. You want to know the percentage? 61 to 49. No. Is it 61? It's up there.
51-49?
No, it's 61-39. I'm sorry. 61-39. Pass to run option. That's what it's looking like right now. And that's you're not. I don't care what team you are. You're not winning like that. Right. Even when Patrick Mahomes put up 55 touchdowns, it wasn't that deep. Even when Peyton Manning put up 50-something touchdowns, it wasn't that deep. Even when Tom Brady put up 50-something touchdowns, it wasn't that deep. You run the freaking football. If Jalen Rager comes in, he's going to run the football because I don't know why he wants I don't know what it is, man. And I'm not going to keep going on and saying that I think he's trying to sabotage this guy. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's looking like that. But when you look at it, man, Doug is not putting this only guy. This is the only guy that he's not putting in his best in the best situation to win, because everything that he does good, you handcuff them. You know what I mean? Rolling out, you don't do that. Run the football, you don't do that. Quick reads, you don't do that. Everything's up and out. But then when he's a game manager like the Giants game, once again, check downs. He took the check downs. He threw the football away. Everything that we wanted from our quarterback. And yet and still, content creators, dudes on ESPN, everybody came and said he did not do enough. He did not win you a football game. But he did what we asked. He did what people was asking. Just play in between the game. Just play as the game goes. Let the game come to you. Throw the football away if it's not there. Check it down if it ain't there. He did all of that in the Giants game. But yet and still, everybody grinded him up. This dude, I'm not going to lie to you, is in no matter what he does, he's in a lose-lose situation. And it's so funny to me, what did he do to anybody?
Right.
What did he do to anybody? I'm trying to tell y'all, and I'm going to say this. 2017 winning the Super Bowl was the best and worst thing that ever happened to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, it's like nobody wants to commend Carson Wentz. You wanted to keep Nick Foles. Nobody wants to commend Carson Wentz for going 11-2 in 13 games. Playing the same, now probably more turnovers, but playing the same kind of way that he's playing, man. It's just that he had somebody on the sideline telling, yo, calm the hell down. And they ran a football. Do you know that we was third in the league and running the football in 2017?
Yep.
We was third. So even though Carson Wentz had an MVP season, should have been MVP, even though he got hurt, we was third in rushing. What are we now? 26?
Right.
Come on, man.
And
you can't win like that.
It just
That's
baffles
just facts.
it baffles me that on a day where it's downpouring, it's like you could see the rain on the camera. You know it's raining hard, and you still pass more than you run. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And then just to keep it going with Doug and his lack of creativity is he has guys like Rager or even Greg Ward motioning across the field, but no one cares because he never hands the ball off to them. At least the Rams, they'll hand it to their receivers. They'll make it a threat. Doug, there's no threat with that. You just do that just to do that. You're never giving them the ball. It makes no sense.
Nothing about the offense is respected right now to an opposing team. And I mean, you know, we want to take this situation on the surface with Carson Wentz. That's one of the easier things to do, and especially with Doug Peterson. But we've had red flags created going back to the very beginning of this season. We talked about Howie Roseman saying that he has to do a better job of this loyalty issue with keeping players around that have been successful in the past or guys that are out of their prime that they still think that they can do their job to the highest level. You know, we got guys, you know, I mean, what was the whole goal? Outside of Jalen Hurts, what was the whole goal of the 2020 draft? To build a future around Carson Wentz, to get him some playmakers, to get him some speed on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
I get it. Jalen Rager has been injured. I get it.
You know who we keep
John
forgetting
Hyde.
about though? Goodwin. We forget that he opted
Marquise
out.
Goodwin,
That
yes.
could have been
It could have been a big help. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Marquise
If he
Goodwin.
stayed healthy.
Yeah, it's a rough position that we're in. We know our cap isn't getting any prettier. So I'm ready to see what the future of the Eagles is going to be. It's going to be very interesting. But we're going to do like one or two more people. So before you go, shout out your YouTube channel. Let them know where they can find you.
Will do. I mean, yeah, like you said, I'm just an up and coming creator. You know, just love the Philadelphia Eagles. This is Lindy Enzone for the touchdown, taking to the lead for them, one video at a time. You know, find me on Twitter, same name. Not on there much, but yeah, man, just keeping it going with y'all, and let's continue to bleed green.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you coming on here, brother.
You just said a whole lot. I ain't gonna remember that. I ain't gonna lie.
Just comment on the
So
make sure you comment on the actual video when it's done and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
or go
yeah.
to Fresh's channel, comment on some stuff.
And I go sub you up, man. If you are
I
a
did.
content
Yeah.
creator, you get an automatic sub from me. Now I will not shout you out if you're not consistent. You got to be consistent,
I did.
man.
Yeah,
Like Ask Joe, ask Philly. Like I told him the same damn thing, and he has been consistent. And shout out to him, man. He been doing this freaking thing, man. You know what I mean? You gotta be consistent, man. If you want to do it, do it. Don't play with it. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I did leave you one fresh on your video about Javon Hargrave, if it posted.
Man, how many months ago was that? I got 5 days.
I think it was last week.
Well, I just put a video up like 4 hours ago, so just put it on there, all
right? Will do, man.
All right,
appreciate it, Philly.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, man.
Have a good one, man.
Check it later.
All right, so we're gonna do 2 more.
Yeah, Joe.
And then we're really done.
Yeah. I get you. I know you ain't got the gas in the tank like I.
Yeah, you got. I already told Brandon before this. I was like, bro, this might go a little bit longer than we usually do. So just make sure you got water.
It be me though. It be my fault.
We not
thrown out, man. Sometimes y'all gotta tell me. Y'all gotta text me or something. Yo. All right. Joe Fresh, like, we trying to get up out of here, man.
Nah, we having fun, man. You know we having fun, bro.
No, right, but real fast before you bring the next one on, man. Like, I ain't got no problem subbing up anybody. You know what I mean? But you gotta be consistent, man. Like, you gotta be consistent, because I done shout up people out and they not consistent and they don't drop, and then it's like, man, what happened to your man? That wasn't my man. You know what I mean? You have been one of them dudes, man. I appreciate you. That's why I came on here, because you're consistent. You know what I mean? And because, you already know how we get down, but like, you gotta be consistent. Like, it don't matter. You don't think my first 6 months was a struggle? I was talking to my damn self. You heard me? There wasn't nobody checking for me. There wasn't nobody checking for me. It's like, and now I look at it, man. Like, I grinded, and I had help on the way. I didn't have a lot of help, but I had just enough. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna help anybody that's grinding. If I see you grinding, man, I'm the type of dude, all right? If you get smacked in the face and it's 6 dudes that want to beat you up, you get smacked in the face, right? And you don't do anything, what you think I'm gonna do?
Yeah,
nothing. You know what I mean? You get smacked in the face and you still off on ball, and now a couple now let's go get it. You know what I mean? Because I seen the fight in you. That's all I ask, man. So anybody that's watching this, John, if you think about starting a page, if you start in a page, man, just be consistent, man. Keep grinding. It's a grind. It's a grind. It's going to come to the point you ain't gonna have no comments, you ain't gonna have no likes, you ain't gonna have no views probably. But you just find a way to keep putting yourself out there, man. And shout out to that guy, man. Both of these guys, man, they did it. You know what I mean? Yes, now look at them, almost 10,000. So if y'all ain't hit the sub button, make sure y'all hit that sub button too. Go ahead, Trey.
Hey,
that part.
Yeah.
Nah,
everything, just that.
on that note, a real big shout out to obviously you, Philly Fresh, Philly Mike, Lord Brunson, Philly 500, RB, the Notion.
Listen, you done had more of the big guys on than me.
Bro, the love that we
don't nobody come on my page. I don't know if I'm scaring people or what. People don't want to come
I don't
on
know how
my
it happens.
They'll bring me on their page, but they don't be willing to
it's a blessing for real. And obviously everybody that's in the chat, man, and everybody that has subbed, it's you guys that are doing this. So like, I really appreciate it. So we're gonna do 2 more people and then we out of here. You know what I'm saying? First person we're gonna do is my guy Young Easy. Back, I believe he's in the West Coast. So whenever he's on,
back in LA,
we're back, man.
Break again.
Oh yeah, so y'all was talking about that basketball, so I can never let y'all disrespect my champs. You know what I mean? Y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna do that. You ain't gotta do that, Fresh. You ain't gotta do that. You don't gotta do it. You don't gotta do all that. I know.
but because nobody disrespect them, ain't nobody say nothing bad about them. They got their chip. You know what I mean?
I probably did. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you see us stacking, so we coming again.
Yeah,
we could. Hey, but about basketball though, like, I do got a soft spot for the Sixers, but it's just like Elton Brand was killing y'all. Oh my God. Elton Brand was killing y'all. I thought Howie was killing us. You know what I mean? Elton Brand was killing y'all.
I know this time, but hold on. I don't know, because every move that he was making, everybody was liking, except for probably the bias hair. When we brought Al Horford over, everybody was liking it. I don't know if Brett Brown was the coach that coached that. I think that was the problem. If we would have had a different coach with that, I don't know what would have happened. But he's gone now. You already know who we got.
To be honest, I ain't even gonna lie. All y'all needed was 5 minutes against the Raptors in OT. That's all y'all needed. That's all y'all needed was that shot not to go in, and that was a finals appearance right there for sure.
Oh yeah,
and everything could have been different.
I ain't gonna lie.
That hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. When that ball tipped, I was like,
bro, bro, let me tell you something. When I say a grown man almost cried,
that hurts.
Yeah,
that would hurt.
It hurt my soul. And the crazy part is, I was in a restaurant watching it because I was running around so much, and I'm listening to it on the drum. I'm listening to it on the radio. I'm running back and forth. I finally got to the restaurant. Everybody all hyped. Everybody in the city had the game on. You know, I'm in the city, so everybody in the city had the game on. I'm sitting there watching that drum go doom. Dude, I said, that's off, man. Let's go OT.
Yeah,
I turned my back.
OT.
I literally turned my back, bro. I hear everybody, no. I turn around, I see the replay, man. I got you know what Ice Cube said about Main Man when he ran to the car when he got his chain snatched? He gonna cry in the car. Almost cried in the car.
That's a tough one. That's one of them. I'm gonna tell you, like, when I think about a loss like that, that's that Minnesota Seattle field goal 28-yard miss in the playoff game. Is just
that was bad.
You know what it is? That's that Bears against the
double doink.
Yeah, that
in the playoffs. When that
but that's my point. But see, that was at least 43 yards. We're talking about 28 yards.
Y'all talking about losing in the playoffs.
But I'm saying the way that it hit
them tough L's. You know what I mean? But man, when we want to talk about us, oh my goodness. I told y'all last week. I told y'all how it is on 3.5 hours of that headache. I told you. I'm telling you, I was up there again, 10 o'clock in the morning, and what a failure. Once again, here we go. Hey, so we gave 2 carries in the second half from Miles Sanders. It's mind blowing. Like you said, it's raining. I'm talking about, you can see it on the TV screen. It's puddles out there. You see Miles Sanders on the first run, he slipped. And it's I knew it. I knew when he fumbled, I was like, Doug gonna stop running the ball.
Yep.
Joe said that.
Soon as it happened, I was like, that's it. I told my boy, I said, it's over. I said, Wentz, he might as well get ready because he about to throw the ball 40 times. That's it. And the sad part is, it was like, I was listening to 94 earlier, and what like Ike has said, he was like, the problem with the fan base is that why they so mad at Wentz is because he can't carry this bad team this year. Like, he just can't do it. Like, it's just too much for him. It's like last year, we was bad last year, but he was able to overcome it because the O-line wasn't as bad.
Yeah,
the O-line was more healthy last year, and this year it's just like it's not there, and he just can't carry us. And by him not being able to carry us, everybody bashing him. But it's like, who could carry us?
That'd be my whole point.
Who is going to carry this team, especially when you got the coach that don't even want to help out and run the ball? Like I said last week, we could be running down the team throat, and what we gonna do? We're gonna stop doing it. And it's like you said, it's 3 phases to the game, and our special teams, it don't help us at all. We're afraid to kick field goals because we don't believe in Jake no more. Our punts, like when if we will pin a team back, our defense will let them drive down the field, so we lose the field position because we're not keeping it. We can't get no 3 and outs. Every time we get a 3rd and 9, we jump. We way too aggressive on the line. Way too, like, we can't. We can have a team 3rd and 9 at they own 20. You like, okay, we know we about to get the ball. We about to get short field. We about to drive down. Here go the jump, 3rd and 4. There go the first down. Now they're gonna hit us for 20 yards. Now they're on our side of the field. Then if we do get a punt, we got returners that don't want to catch it. They pin us in the 3, just like Fresh said. We starting at the 9-yard line every time. Like, it's just, it's frustrating. Like, and then everybody want to call for Hurts, but like we all done said, is what is he supposed to do for us? Like, what is he really gonna come in and do?
Hey, you speaking my language, you just basically rebuttal everything I said but just in a West Coast accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like it's like it's like what is he gonna come do? Like I got nothing against him. Like I watched him in college and all that. He was cool, but it's like with this team, what is he supposed to come help us do?
And
like you said, Doug will run the ball with him. He will. Doug will be running the ball. That's what he'll be doing because he'll be like, oh, I don't want to pass it. Let's run the ball.
You know what's crazy, bro? Is that this year we got more talent other than the offensive line. We got more talent on this offense than last year. When you want to talk about Rhaegar being an upgrade to Greg Ward, when you want to talk about TF3 being an upgrade to Deontay Burnett, when you want to talk about I think Goddard is better than Zach Ertz. He has to prove
it.
Better after the catch too. He gets
I think he's better. You know what I mean? But yet and still, a Hightower is better than an Aguilar. You know what I mean? But yet and still, you want to put in Alshon Jeffrey. Yet and still, you want to put in Jason Peters. Yet and still, you want to put in Matt Pryor. You know what I mean? It's like every decision that you make is not working. Mm-hmm. You don't run the football enough. Boston Scott finally came into his own. The first couple of games, Boston Scott was bad. You know what I mean? And he was the X factor guy for me in the season. I said, man, I think this dude is going to come into his own. He has been coming to since the Giants game. He's been coming into his own, but you're not giving him football enough. Why is Boston Scott not getting in space, getting screens? Why is Rhaegar not getting screens? Why is Miles Sanders not being used like an Alvin Kamara or Aaron Jones or a McCaffrey? He got that kind of time. Now we don't know that. Go ahead, bro.
I was about to say, you saying that, hey, maybe because I was listening to LB, he might be right about something. They might be doing that because they don't want to pay Sanders. Because that really don't make no sense. Why they don't be giving him? Why they don't be? But it's funny when you think of that.
You ain't got to pay him for 2 more years.
Yeah. But it's funny because like when you really think about it, it's like you be like, nah, it don't make sense. You know, you be like, nah, it don't make sense. They're not gonna do that because they don't want to pay him. But then it's like, what's the reason that we ain't giving him the ball though? Like, why
he's allergic to the run. I mean, at the end of the day, even last year we had Jordan Howard before Miles Sanders went off, and it's still the same thing. We're still throwing the ball a lot. This is Doug's mentality. He's allergic to the run.
I don't got the only game that we didn't do that in was the Buffalo game. That Buffalo game and that Green Bay game. Yeah, the Green Bay game. Them the only 2 games when we won. And think about it, we win both of the games. And like we always say,
both big games.
In 2017, it was raining.
Those games.
Yeah, it was raining in Buffalo, and that's the thing. Like when you look at 2017, like people fail to realize, like it's like Wentz wasn't throwing 300-yard games in that season. He was averaging like 250 a game, 2-3 touchdowns, and we was pounding the rock on teams. We would just pound them. So, and that's the thing is like he wasn't going out there putting up 350, 400. He never did that. He really only did that in the Rams game, and he didn't even finish the game. That was like the only game where he really just was throwing it and like killing them. But it's like, and that's the thing, like we went away from the power of football. And if we get back, like right now, we about to get Jordan Howard. If we go out there on Monday and run that ball down Seattle, we'll win the game. But I know that's not what we're gonna do. I know it. Like it sucks. Like I said, only reason I'm giving us hope that we're gonna win on Monday because I know we ain't lost in the night yet. That's the only hope I got. I'm telling you, that's all. That's pretty much all I could go because I know Doug gonna cost us the game at the end. Yeah, like I said, I'm a Wentz guy. I've been riding with him since we drafted him. Like I said, like I was like, okay, this is gonna be my QB. I'm gonna ride with him. And I believe if we bring a whole new coaching staff in, I know we'll get the best out of him. Because that's what, like, I was listening to y'all earlier. I jumped out, came back in. Dude that came in was talking about him going to the coach. Oh, yeah, I feel the same way. If Wentz go to the coach, I will put my money that the coach would guarantee at minimum be in the AFC title game. I won't say they'll go to the bowl because I got to see somebody beat the Chiefs. But I would minimum say they will be the 2 seed or the 1 seed with him at the quarterback, and they'll get to the AFC championship at minimum. Yeah, now, I know Frank Wright. If Frank Wright get his hands on Wentz, we're gonna be sick. We gonna like it. We know
get his hands back.
I'm telling you, if he see Wentz just walk into that coach press, you'll see the biggest smile on Frank Wright's face. He'll just be so happy.
You know what's crazy? If Wentz walk into the Coast organization, I don't know how old y'all is. I don't know if y'all seen the Last Dragon, but he gonna look like Bruce Leroy when he lit up when he fought with Show Enough.
Yeah.
Like that's how Frank is gonna look at him. Like, I got my guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's exactly how it be. And that's funny because I feel like with the Niners, I feel that they're gonna go get Sam Darnold, and that's who that coach won't. Like, he looking at him just pouring out. And I'm an SC guy, so I'm out here. And like I said, I look at Sam, it hurts me. When I be looking at them, I'm like, look at the Jets. Like, look how they killing my young fella out there. So it's like certain quarterbacks, these coaches is like, let me get him. Let me get him.
Look at Jared Goff. Jared Goff out there with you too. You know what I mean? When you look at Jared Goff, he had a Jeff Fisher who was a defensive coach. I understand that.
Yeah, that's true.
He looked it so bad his rookie year. I was pumping up. We got the right guy. I still think we got the right guy.
Yeah, I do too. I believe we got the right guy too, easily.
But the levels, oh my God, it was like, yo, that McVay comes in there. Look at him now. Look at Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that game last night? Y'all see that? Y'all see them players they was calling? The Rams was calling all them screens and all them.
That's what.
Yeah. All them rollouts, all them bootlegs.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Sunday to me is going to be so frustrating because once again, I'm going to have to look at red zone. I'm going to have to look at other teams make plays to get their players open.
Yeah,
something we don't do. And it's so frustrating. You look at highlights across the league. Dudes is wide open, but not us.
Let me ask you a question.
If you look at it, right, Charles. Let me know if y'all agree with me on this. Every single touchdown, every single drive is a struggle. It's nothing easy. It's nothing being schemed open. It's nothing like Carson. If Carson Wentz, he got to look at 3 different reads before he finds the open guy, and by the time he gets there, he getting sacked.
Don't y'all feel like it's been a struggle like that for 2 years every drive?
Facts, yeah. It's annoying. Now, let me ask you a question real quick. Do y'all think, because I know we're talking about how Doug doesn't want to scheme around Wentz, do you think Wentz is not the type of quarterback that Doug wants? Do you think this is him kind of just being like, this isn't going to fit my scheme or something?
That's what I believe. That's why I believe that Jeffrey got to make a decision. Is either you gonna go with Doug or you gonna go with the quarterback. We know which one he gonna end up going with, and that's why, like I was telling y'all last week, we gotta hire the KCOC for our coach. That's who we need. Like that's the coach that we need. I'm saying he steps into our offense. Yeah, we get him. I've heard him even talk in the press conference. Like he'll be ready for the Philly media. He'll come in, Wentz to be his quarterback, and that whole offense all, like you said, all when Rager them be running across and all. Oh yeah, they getting the ball. There's gonna be a lot of trick plays. Miles Sanders will be in the backfield looking like Damon. What was his name? The dude that the running back from the Super Bowl, 26. The one that should have been Super Bowl MVP over Mahomes, but they had to give it to the quarterback.
Damon.
Like
they have so many different Williams.
Look how they was using him. Like, look, you know what I mean? It's like that's my point.
I said that he should have been the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he should have won that, but they gave it to the QB. They just wanted to give it to the face of the league.
Facts. You even look at how they're using.
Shout out to you. I think you just gave me my video for tomorrow. It's time to hire the enemy.
I'm telling you, like, I swear, like, that's why I always gonna want us to make the playoffs. Like, I want us to win this division. But even if we do make the playoffs, we still need to make changes, though. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's still gonna come down to what they gonna do. Like you said, that's what I believe. I believe that Doug, he want a quarterback like Foles. He want a quarterback that's gonna be a pocket passer. That's what he wants.
Right.
That's just what I believe.
But you say that, and I kind of do believe that. Then why do you think he was so giddy and so happy when they drafted Jalen Hurts? He's not a pocket quarterback.
I don't know. He might not be the future. Like I said, like I said, Doug, man, half the time I be feeling like when Doug come out there and lie to us on Wednesdays, because that's all he do is lie to us on Wednesdays when he come out there and talk. So today too.
Pocket off of Carson, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'll wake up in the morning. I'll go on YouTube and I'll pull up the lie and watch it. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be. He's gonna come up there, the media gonna get on his neck. You know what I mean? They're gonna ask him all type of questions 2-3 times. You know what I mean? He's gonna get the all that dumbness. And we're gonna do the same thing again. So that's why I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna hope that it's a night game and we're gonna come out and get this W. That's all I'm gonna hope for. But we need coaching changes. We need coaching changes bad. And you see, I didn't even bring up Jim Schwartz because I was just about to
ask you before you hopped off. What your thoughts on our defense has been this year? And I just want to do a quick moment of silence for Joe Osman. My God,
he got
that dude. Like, it was like with Derrick Henry and Josh Norman. Like, okay, that's a DB, but bro, you're defensive end, and you just got bullied.
Yeah, right now with the defense is the D line shows up. They pretty much be showing up every week. The line. We all know the linebacker situation, and really with the secondary, they just pick on the two. Because just like Fresh said earlier in the offseason, we don't have a DB2. Maddox is too small. And he's too little. He can't guard. He can't more than he can't guard. Like I said, they don't pick. What did Juice do? What did he do on Sunday? Nothing. Juice had. If I recall, I made him get 2 catches. That's what Landry did. Slay was on him. But the other receivers, I seen dudes going across the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Baker bootlegging. He out there jumping up and running and doing all this nonsense. You know what I mean? And hey, that was a fumble and that was BS.
Yo, I freaked out.
That's one thing that we did. That's crazy. That's one thing that we did not get at. First of all, that was the same fumble that happened to Carson Wentz in the Baltimore game.
He fumbled.
And that pass interference on Fulgham that was not called was
dude was on his neck like a monkey.
He climbed on his back, bro.
Yeah, that's right. He was all on him, just like
he gave him the people's elbow.
I thought he was giving him a massage. Like the way he was chopping on his back, I thought he was giving him a massage, man.
That was wild.
We don't get no calls. We don't get nothing. Like I said, and that's why I hate that Miles fumbled at that. I hate because I know if he don't fumble, that's 7 on the board, and we probably still was running the ball. And that's the thing. As soon as he fumbled, I just put my head and I was like, "Oh my God, I know what's about to happen." 13 carries after that.
But how you feel about this real fast? I know we got probably one more person to get in here, but how you feel about this real fast? So Miles Sanders fumbles, you stop running the football. But Carson Wentz those 2 picks and you keep throwing it. It's not like we're never out of the game. Like
that whole game, we weren't out.
But we gotta remember who his best friend is. You know who his best friend is.
You can still run the football. Go ahead, bro.
No. I was saying you gotta remember who Doug's best friend is. Brett Favre. He don't care about them picks. That don't mean nothing. Keep throwing it. Brett got about 600 of them. You know what I mean? Just keep throwing it. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing with him. Like I said, once our running backs fumble, they fumble one time, we could close down the run shop for the rest of the game.
It's crazy because we got like 3 other running backs we could have used. If you want to punish Sanders, punish him or something like. So you're like, coming in next drive, but run.
Exactly. Don't exactly. That's the thing. Then you got Clement. I don't even know. We're not even gonna get talking on JJ being healthy, scratches. As I said, this team got so many more problems than just Wentz. You know what I mean? But like I said earlier, when I said the fan base is just mad because he cannot carry this dumpster fire that Howie got us in right now. And that's what it comes down to. Like I said, when you want to look at the Philadelphia Eagles this year, just go play the Titanic, that violin scene with a sinking ship. and it started years ago. I was like, we just it's slow. Right now, this is the point where they just sticking that knife and they're just turning it right now. Because every week we so mad on Sunday. And it's the same problem every week. But I'm gonna put it like that. I know y'all gonna be back on Tuesday. Well, I don't know if y'all gonna be back next Tuesday. I know we got the Monday night game.
Tuesday,
So I'm gonna jump in on Tuesday from right here at the job.
I don't know.
I know you probably won't, but
fresh again, but
I'm gonna jump in on the post game on Monday. I'm gonna jump in with you, Mike, and all them in the post game. I'm gonna holler at you fresh, and hopefully
I'm gonna try to get Mike to pull up the call in again, man. I love this call-in thing. I like to get the energy from y'all, man. Shout out to all of y'all that came on. Seriously.
I had to make sure I jumped in today when you was up here.
You said what?
I had to make sure I came in when I heard you was gonna be up. I gotta holler at him. I gotta talk to the general because I know we kind of we be on the same page. Like that's what I say. Like you know what you talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So that's what I like how you be speaking. So I'm like I gotta make sure that I holler at him on live. You know what I mean? None of the texting. I be jumping in the little the little pics you be having with the yards and all that. I came up close with Goddard. I know he had like 75, and I think I put like 80, 85 or something.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I still gotta find out who won, and
it wasn't me. It's
find
not
out
me.
who won that gift first right to him, man. But
yeah, see that's what happens when we be losing so much. We lose so much, you don't even want to go check who won because you're not in the winning mood.
I want to look at my old videos because everything I said in the video, I don't know.
They ain't do it. That's the problem. Hey, y'all get that last caller, and I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. And, hopefully we coming off a victory.
Hey, what's your drawing on when you be commenting? What's your drawing?
The same as here, Young Easy 93.
Got you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in. Good.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
You, brother. Be safe.
Yes, sir. You too.
So you can see I don't have the headphones in no more. My phone about to die. So we're gonna get this last caller in. We're gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? These iPhones don't last that long. It is what it is, I guess. But we got, a very familiar name across all chats. I see this name. So I had to make sure we at least got him in. Be More Philly.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know what the fresh eyes would mean. So I'll let you say what you got to say, brother.
I ain't got too much to say. Last dude, he took it home. He pretty much hit on everything. Like that's a dude that I can talk to every day.
Facts.
That's fact.
Like, I just got something that I want the fans to think about. See, I'm down here in Baltimore, so I gotta hear the Ravens stuff. I see the Ravens stuff. So when y'all talk about Jalen Hurts, I want y'all to look back at when the Ravens had Troy Smith. And I swear this is what that Jalen Hurts thing reminded me of, where everybody wanted Troy Smith to play. He wasn't ready for the NFL. And the same thing is going to happen with Hurts. He ain't ready.
He ain't ready.
Well, I like Hurts. I feel like it's been like 3-on-1 effort.
Hey,
like RB.
I like popcorn, but that don't mean I got to have it every day.
It's one thing if we got to see him in a preseason game. You know what I mean? If we got to see him go out there, at least against the twos, and see what he would do in the NFL to this kind of competition, that's one thing. But he hasn't been able to get those opportunities. All he gets to run the ball. I think he's ran the ball 12 times all season. That's all he got in 2 passes. You can't just throw the guy in, especially now with Seattle. I don't care if Seattle's defense ain't that good. They're a good team.
But Wentz is from North Dakota.
But you know what's so weird? You want your starting quarterback to throw the football 61% of the time, but then when you bring your utility guy or whatever he is, Swiss Army knife, and he doesn't throw the football at all. He had one pass and it connected. You know what I mean? So it's like Doug Peterson. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I wish I can really just know what he's thinking during the game. You know what I mean? Like, what is your train of thought? You said what?
He would like to know what he's thinking.
I don't think he knows what's going on.
That's it. Like seriously, man. Like Doug. Like, what are you doing? Like, why is it once again that you don't run the football when you got a guy who was second in the league in yards attempt?
Right.
You want to talk about Carson Wentz struggle. You want to talk about all this. You want to talk about that. You came on a press conference and said, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna start rolling Carson Wentz out. I seen none of that. Come on, stop.
He said the same thing last year.
Stop saying what you think we want to hear. Because you came on WIP and said, you know what, Angelo? I'm pissed. I'm so mad. And Jolly B. Yonkers and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, like this dude, he is being fraudulent. I ain't gonna lie to you, like this dude is being a fraud, and it's making me mad because this is not the Doug that we know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the fact that you think that you got so much on your plate because there's nobody on your team anymore, and you know that's a detriment to Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. I get it. There's nobody on your team that you really came into the game with, or came into this team with. You know what I mean? It's really nobody other than other than Press Taylor. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, I get it. I understand that you're frustrated, but at the same time, you're not doing the things that's best for the team. You're just not. And that needs to change. Before I see Carson Wentz come in for Jalen Hurts come in for Carson Wentz, I need to see a change of play calling. I'm not saying Doug needs to be fired. I think that now the culture, that's something that I really want to dive into another day. I think we're soft. I'm just going to say that. Things have changed. You got dudes like Nigel Bradham being able to not even come to a game. And and then they said it was, I can't remember who it was. It was a preseason game. But then they said, we will send a car out to come get you. He denied that. I ain't coming to that game. Now it came out, he was sick and a whole bunch of bullcrap. But things like that, he should have not played that first game. You need to teach lessons. Yo, you do something like that, you're going to get benched. I don't care who you are or how good or how much you think that we need you. You're going to get benched. And when you look at it, man, you just got all this locker room thing that we keep hearing and all this old bullcrap. And it's looking like we're soft, man. We come out, we get punched in the mouth by the Giants. We get punched in the mouth by Cleveland. And you don't respond by punching them back in the mouth, man. There's no way I'm going to get punched in my mouth. I'm going to sit there and ask you how my teeth look. You know what I mean? So, man, when you look at it, man, this culture, you want to talk about changing the culture when you gave your speech after we won a Super Bowl? No. Change it back expeditiously. Go ahead. Seriously, man. But that's what he said. He said this is a new culture. And then no, I don't want no new culture. I want the old. We might not have been winning Super Bowls in the new culture, but we was tough. People were scared to come to the vet. People were scared to come to the link in them Andy Reid and Jim Johnson days. That's just facts. They're not anymore.
Hey, we talked about consistency earlier when I was telling you that 16 and 17 was the only year that Wentz had consistent coaches with the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. Mm-hmm. That applies to Doug Peterson too, because Frank Reich and DeFilippo was there with him as well. So if you notice, from 18 to the present date, his play calling has been the same. It seems like once he allows Wentz to pretty much ad-lib or start doing what he do, then that's when Wentz starts to look productive. And that's what I say. Why is it always at the end of the game when we're losing that all of a sudden Carson Wentz look like a different quarterback? Like, why can't he look like that from the beginning to the end? Like, it baffles me.
I'm gonna answer you real fast. I'm gonna get out the way. It's not him. It's not Doug. It's Carson Wentz breaking plays, breaking containment, and then making these plays. He's not like he had one rollout for Carson Wentz last game. All them other ones when he was on a run, it's because he was running for his life. You know what I mean? Like,
they said today, Baldinger claimed today that he was calling rollout plays for Wentz, and Wentz was audible and out of them.
Checking down.
If Wentz know himself that this is his strong point, why would he audible out of a play that's to his strength? That just doesn't make the media manipulation just drives me nuts.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to believe right now. Damn, we got Joey Shakes in the building. Shout out to you, my man. That's what's up. But yeah, man, yeah. It's so confusing because, like you guys said, we don't see the consistency, and a lot of it is Doug. I just feel like Doug, like you guys say, he just doesn't know what he's doing at this point. It seems like he wants his offense to look a certain way, and he just doesn't want to admit that it's not that. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard people say we want to be Kansas City, we want to be this, we want to be that. I can see it. We want to be a team that we are not right now. We do not have the.
This ain't college though.
Like Tyreek Hill.
He's trying to run a system, and this isn't college football. In the NFL, you coach your team to your talent, not make your talent play according to your system. Like, he's not that guy. Like, this is his first head coaching job. Like, man, kick rocks. Do that.
Hey, Charles, what I keep saying, He keep trying to fit a square pin in a round hole. I don't care what you do good. You're going to do what I want you to do.
I want you to do. Mm-hmm.
Greg Ward, you're going to run these screens instead of Rhaegar. Jason Peters, you're going to play instead of Jordan Mailata. You know what I mean? I don't know. That might be.
I don't think that's on Doug though.
Yeah. I might have stretched with that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That might. You know what I mean? But when you look at it, man, first of all, why are you using Greg Ward for all these things? Why are you using him on screen, please? Why are you using him to field punts? Oh my gosh, he's bad, and he's been bad for the last 4 weeks. He's been bad
for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't get it. He ain't no burner
when
either.
is the last time
last year? Hey, this Greg
and then he
Ward.
get fielded at the 2-yard line. Like,
I love how they ask.
This dude weighs more than a beauty pageant winner. Like seriously, like stop it, man. Go catch the freaking football.
I love how they asked Doug Peterson why, basically blatantly they asked why Alshon was even on the team, and he was like, "Oh, he's in the game.
He's a
playing.
big part of the offense.
Going. You threw it to him once. Like, what kind of game plan is that? How long is your game plan?
No, he threw it to him twice.
Oh yeah, run out of plays. You run out
double
of
covered
versions. How long of a game plan do you go in with? Do you only have your first 15 plays and then you just kind of rinse and repeat? Like, I need to see his play call because right now it's probably looking like a chicken and waffles type menu. Like, there can't be much on that thing because we see the same thing every single week. It's just frustrating, man. It's really frustrating.
I thought Hightower was inactive the last game. They say he played 1 snap. That's ridiculous. Alshon has 6.
He's Hightower's our deep threat. I understand not trying to throw it deep all the time, but I respect how they were at least doing it at least once a game earlier in the season. And I don't know where that went. Maybe because of the weather, but I don't know. Baker was able to throw it semi-deep this last game. Because they were scheming D's open and they were running the ball.
It wasn't raining as much as after the halftime. That's when they started. That's when they started letting Baker Mayfield throw a little bit. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but they were able to scheme him.
Hightower's not going to catch the football. We probably don't get the call anyway. But he also gets PIs. He also gets PIs. You know what I mean? But Fulgham ain't get his PI, so who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know what else you got to do to get a PI other on that play. Like, he literally was climbing up that dude back, man. Like,
you got to be playing against the Philadelphia Eagles to get a PI.
Now, big shout outs to Sandejo though for that unnecessary roughness. That was the dumbest penalty I've ever seen. Like,
that's what he did last year.
Yeah.
If you look at my videos, man, from last year, I hated him. Like, I went up to him. Like, yes, I hated that dude, man. Like, he made so many boneheaded, dumb late hits and just the stupid stuff.
Facts for the top.
Yeah, it's been ugly, man. I feel like we can all agree on one thing, that there has to be some changes made. I think at this point we're all brainstorming, we're throwing darts at a whiteboard and hoping something sticks, man, because this team is not what we signed up for. This is definitely, I love doing these call-in shows, but I would love for y'all to come in and be like, hey, man, we looking good. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear that just once. I would love to not be trolled on Facebook for a good week. It would be awesome. It would be amazing.
It just sucks because the problem is that with our win, we've won 3 games, and in a normal season, we'd be at the bottom of the division looking at the draft. We'd be at this point in the season, we wouldn't be talking about, oh, we still have a chance. Oh, we're still technically first in the division. And that's what brings this season down so much, is that we have hope every week. We haven't been able to be relieved of this hope that we can actually make the playoffs.
But let me ask you a question on that, because is there comfortability within the organization because we still have been playing this bad and still number one in the least? Like, is there comfortability? Is because we seen December Doug, and yes, it is a thing called December Doug. I don't know if we're going to see it this year, but it is a thing called December Doug, man. So when you look at it, usually we see December Doug when it's back against the wall. When we were 5-7, and then they sat Carson Wentz down, and Nick Foles came into the fold. When last year You know what I mean? We went on a 4-game win streak, whatever the case may be. And his play calling changed. He ran the football more. You know what I mean? He schemed dudes open. Like this Doug that we are seeing right now is not the Dougs that I was just talking about. And that's really a problem with me. Why has it got to be a certain month and you're back against the wall, ashy knuckles, that you gotta wait till then to call good plays or just to be a good coach? It's so frustrating, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like to me, it's so much going on with the organization, and Doug is at the forefront of this. I think that he can fix what's going on. I think that a lot of Wentz's problems is coming from Doug, and you not being able, even if your quarterback is struggling, and you know that your quarterback is struggling, just run the ball, run the football until they can't stop it anymore. You know what I mean? And he's not doing things like that. He's not calling plays to get the wide receivers open. He's not using Dallas Goedert like I thought he was when he came back. You know what I mean? When you look at it, man, Richard Rodgers is getting the plays that Dallas Goedert should be getting. And Richard Rodgers has been balling. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Now, he did whiff on that one sack. Oh, my God. Shout out to you, Charles, for showing me that. Yo, when you want to talk about that sack that he took when he threw the interception to the running back and the pick six, basically. When I say Richard Rodgers got spun around for no damn reason, he didn't get touched. He just didn't know where the hell
he never even looked in that direction. Like, as soon as he hiked the ball, he was looking to the opposite side of the field.
Yo,
that's wild.
But you want your quarterback to succeed when things like that happen. Now, I understand that probably happens to every quarterback. You know what I mean? People miss reads. People miss things. You know what I mean?
No, it only happened to Wentz.
No,
he's only happened to Wentz.
But the consistency of that with Jason Peters being bad. So how the hell is he even starting this? Yo, I don't care who it is. Like I just don't. If he starts against Washington, Carson Wentz might die. Like he literally might die. Like seriously, like
oh man,
like we cannot see that again, man. Go ahead, y'all.
No, I mean I agree, man. What happens? Like you said, what happens when he does? Inevitably takes that hit that nobody wants to see him take. I mean,
then he's injury prone.
Exactly.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
You watched that last game and you see how many hits he took after he threw the ball. Like he was getting destroyed. Like I wanted him to get benched. Bring in Hurts. Like because he hurt.
It's like so many different reasons why I would say put in Hurts, and like half of it is if we're out of the playoffs, see what he got.
I would rather be out of the playoffs.
If he keeps getting killed, see what we got. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to see Carson Wentz die on the field and then have to go to Jalen Hurts, and then next year we have no option. And it's a tough decision. Don't get me wrong, and I know I'm not probably right. I know nobody has the one answer. I know Doug Peterson definitely does not, but I know we all have different opinions on it. But I just don't want to see Carson Wentz die, and then like I said, it has to. We have no other option now. It's just Hurts and Sudfield, and the season's even worse. Because we say that we can lose out.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question real fast before we get Beamer out of here? Is it fair to say that Wentz is jittery in the pocket because he's getting hit so much?
Yeah,
it's mental, bro.
Like, you don't know. Like, you literally don't know when the hits is coming because they come from everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, like I might miss high because I'm trying to. I want to go home to my wife and kids. You know what I mean? Forget y'all wide receivers. Forget this game. I want to go home to my wife and kids. Benjamin Carson is only going to I want to go home to my wife and kids.
We can't make Philly Mike look bad. He don't want Doug to look bad. It got to be Carson.
But he said maybe that's what we need. I mean, if Doug gets exposed and we know, all right, it's definitely. I think we do. But if we all can sit here and say, yo, it's definitely Doug. Doug got to go. I think that's a win. I think like for the Cowboys, shoot, they realized Garrett got to go when they finally got rid of him. That was a win for them. You know, and
Yeah,
I don't
but I
want to
mean,
compare us.
Was
to
it really a win?
If we can get rid of the problem, yeah. If we know that he's,
I'd rather have Garrett right now than Doug Peterson.
Exactly. So if we can expose Doug Peterson, if it's Doug Peterson's problem, and we can figure that out over these next couple of weeks.
You can still do that with the
I'd
new
rather
play
have
caller.
Garrett as the play caller. I'm not. Garrett is not a better head coach than Doug Peterson.
No,
they're gonna do the same thing.
No,
Good job,
Doug Peterson don't play. He was
AJ, I think
he got his glasses on his nose.
That's what I'm saying. He brings it down.
I'll tell you that.
Oh man.
Hey, bro, appreciate having you on, man.
Yes,
Thank you, man. Thanks, be more. Yo.
You ain't got the glasses though, man. You gotta open that joint up. You know,
he only put them on
like this long.
He put them on in the second half.
The sheet like this long with no plays on it. You know what I mean? He probably got a takeout menu on the other side.
Exactly. Now he got
to figure out what he trying to eat after the game.
He got a bunch of fake emotions like laugh now, be mad right now.
I don't get it, man.
I can't stand
more. Appreciate you having you on, my guy. You already know, man.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, man.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Yo, that. Hey, listen, real fast, man. I don't know if you private, but he been in here for like an hour, just comment.
Yeah,
You gonna bring him up real fast before we get out of here?
Oh,
our Eagles fan, he been in here for like an hour.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, he been asking to come on for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He younger, bro.
What's going on, little homie? It was you. I didn't know it was you. What's up, little homie?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about these Eagles, man?
Eagles, I have some comments. I think Doug Peterson should stay, but he has to coach Carson right. Yeah, and I have some stats about Darius Slay. So Darius Slay has 0 picks this season, and he has dropped a couple. I think he should be better, and yeah, he should have more picks. I think he should at least have 2 picks, because the only season he has 0 picks was his rookie season.
Mm.
And yeah,
and that's when Jim Schwartz coached him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeffrey has gotten like no catches this season. I
Jeffrey's
think
look terrible.
Alshon Jeffrey, I think, might need to go next season.
I think you might be right, man.
I know he's right. I know.
I don't know about this kid before, but this kid knows the stuff, especially the Sixers stuff. He knows the stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, hey.
Yeah, he
That's
knows
the whole
the
Eagles
stuff.
thing.
So, hey, little homie, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, right? You said that Doug got to do better with Carson Wentz, right?
Yeah.
What you think that he needs to do to be better with Carson?
He
Wentz?
has to improve his accuracy. He's been off on a lot of passes. Like, I don't know which game which was, but he missed Miles Sanders wide open. And last game on the pick that he threw, he had Jalen Reagor wide open where he could have easily threw it to him. But since there was pressure coming, he was desperate and he threw it there instead of throwing it to the person who was wide open.
Right.
All right. So you got to work on that offensive line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen that a lot. So I'm gonna ask you this: do you want Carson Wentz to finish the season, or do you want Jalen Hurts to come in?
I think Wentz should finish the season, and but I do think he will get injured because he's injury prone, and I think
he came with the guns out. Okay.
I mean, little kid.
The only season he didn't get injured was his rookie season, where they went 7-9 and he had 379 completions.
Wow. Facts. Now that's true, man.
Nah, he out there. See, he out there giving y'all numbers, man.
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
right
I
now,
gotta get my notepad out.
Carson Wentz stats.
So, do you think we're gonna be able to beat the Seahawks? How do you see that game going?
I see we're gonna beat him. We're gonna beat them because it's a night game. That's my only hope.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
And next game is against the Packers, 4:25. I'm pretty sure it's in Lambeau, and I think that game's gonna be a loss. Aaron Rodgers is too good for us.
So do you? I mean, we beat him last year, but do you think that we still win the NFC East?
I think we will win the NFC East, barely though.
I respect that. By the tie.
Yeah, by the time.
Yeah. That tie really coming in right now, ain't it?
Yeah. And then we have a pretty tough schedule. Even I would say, knowing the Eagles, the Cowboys is a tough game.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are getting confident, so
should be an easy game. But we did lose to a team that has no name, so like.
No, those are facts.
How about that, right? Hey, man. Hey, Lo, man. Thanks for having you on. We've been on this
Zach Ertz hasn't had as many receptions this year. He only has 24 on 45 targets, which isn't that much.
That's not a lot at all.
Yeah, he needs to get better when he comes back. That's gonna be a big
I think we might need to trade him in a couple of years.
My last question for you, and then we're gonna let you go. When you gonna start your YouTube page, man?
We waiting.
Oh, I'm trying to start one.
Well, when you do that, you make sure that you go on my page, you comment, and let me know when you started, because I'm definitely gonna sub you up. I appreciate you coming on. Seriously, man. I got you. All right. All right. That.
Let's get a Fly Eagles fly from you before you go, though.
Fly Eagles fly.
Oh
Let's go.
My
I need
God.
that pregame.
Peace.
My guy. Be safe, brother. Have a good night.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah,
I know we got
good call on that one.
I know it was coming, but that's the way to end the show.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. That was
great.
the best one. Listen, I appreciate everybody, every single person that came. I know we went for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Almost 3 hours.
Felt like it was 15 minutes, but
hey man, this routine for me though. I ain't. This is you better ask shout out the rest of the BBP. Better ask Mike and Steve, man. That's what
y'all can go another 8 hours. He's probably gonna have a live stream after this live stream, just to like wind down. But no, hey, Philly Fresh, I appreciate you not just for today, but like we've been talking about for everything. You've been looking out for me, hooking me up since like I had like 100 subs, man. So I really appreciate you seeing something in me and trying to help me out as much as you can.
Man. And like I said, that's all I ask. I don't care what kind of flavor you got. I don't care what you bring to the table. Just be consistent. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna rock with you. You know what I mean? If you are a Eagles content creator, I'm gonna rock with you because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna fraud up here on this stage, on this platform. People was not rocking with me, bro. Like it was some people that was. Shout out to LB Philly 500.
Listen, I only came on here because I know y'all trying to get off. I'm just playing with y'all. I'm actually looking at some film. When I was listening to you guys in the background, I hear y'all want to get off. So let me see what Fresco will do real quick. But shout out to you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Peace. Questions, man, real fast before you get up out of here.
Yeah, we gotta get a question.
I was reading your comments, my God.
You've been going in
real quick then.
Your comments, man. So your film breakdown of what you've been saying is you said Carson has been hesitant. I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with you. You know what I mean? But when you look at it, man, I thought that the Rhaegar one that he hesitated on the pick six, I thought that Sendejo was coming down. Now I have not seen the tape on that. Did you see the all-22 on that yet?
Yeah.
Was Sendejo in the vicinity?
I think the shot that's going around is bad, but the read should have been read before that, and he just came off it, which it ain't bad if Richard Rodgers holds that block. You know what I mean? It ain't a bad thing. It's just that I think he came off the read a little too early. But look, here's what I want to say. I'm giving blame to Carson because as any quarterback that has losses, if I was a Texans fan, I'll be blaming Deshaun Watson, even though he has some decent stats. But it does come down to this. Like, the coaching is bad. I'm going to break down these receivers because Doug puts these receivers, the routes he makes them do is to try to win the routes. He's not scheming them open. There's no trips. There's no pick. I mean, very rare pick plays, and it's going to be the easiest one, the rub route. That's it. Right. So when it comes down to it, you know, a new quarterback under Doug Peterson's system or a new coach coaching Carson is probably better. A new coach coaching Carson. It's just that, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we're tied up in the money. We're not getting rid of him. It just comes down to like when the benching talk comes, it's like, you know, we just need a change. And the change should be Doug Peterson, but that's not going to happen. But here's the thing. Carson Wentz is better rolling out. Jalen Hurts is going to have to roll out. So it's like, you know, it would even be more of a what's going on as if Jalen Hurts come in and Taylor makes this offense for Jalen Hurts, which he refuses to do for Carson. So at the end of the day, it comes down to like, you know, they're both bad. One is making each other worse, but I'm scared that the fact is with the O-line being so bad, Carson's struggling because he's legitimately struggling due to some of the context. I think we're breaking him. We're breaking him. We're breaking his confidence. He's scared in the pocket. He wants to roll out.
That's what I was going to ask you. Hey, Mike, that's what I was
breaking him.
Mike, is it because I asked them, and I think it was B more in here when I asked. But is it really fair to say that when you look at it, he's skitterish, man. He don't know when the hit is coming. Like this dude, he leading the league in hits. You know what I mean? And it's a difference. Like Russell Wilson used to lead the league in hits and sacks and all that, but they still rolled him out the pocket. Right. He wasn't a pocket guy. He's still really, I mean, he's good in the pocket, but he's not really a primarily pocket passer. So when you look at it, it's like, damn, why don't you just get this dude out of harm? It seemed like Doug wants to break this dude. Like, I don't know if they had an argument. I don't know if he winked at his wife one day. I don't know what the heck happened. But it seemed like this dude just wants to break Carson Wentz by any means. Now, once again, I know this is Jeffrey Lurie by putting a Jason Peterson, putting not putting a Nate Herbig in, and putting a Matt Pryor who is booty juice. You know what I mean? And when you look at it, man, it's like, where are the short passes? You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if you broke this one down. I want to ask you about this one too. The safety. I did see Rhaegar coming out in the flat, but he never turned around for Carson Wentz. So even if he threw it, I think it would have been incomplete, but I don't think he had the time to. So I don't know if you got to that one, but can you take me through that one if you went through that one?
I just started going through that one. I think that was more of there was nobody open. It was all ugly design plays. It would have been Greg Ward in the flats, but it comes down to it. You just got to throw it to him. And even if you throw it at his feet, just throw the incompletion because look, you can throw the ball out of bounds to the flats because you can't throw the ball out of bounds in the pocket because it's intentional grounding, but as long as the receiver's in a vicinity. So because he's running to the flats, he runs to the out of bounds. You could throw it out of bounds there. You know what I mean? Because he's there. If nobody's in that running that flats route and he throws it out of bounds, it's still a sack anyways. You know what I mean? It's still safety anyway. So, but it comes down to this, you know, change has got to be made. And I'm just scared that I know my man up here wants to see Jalen Hurts because a lot of people like the new toy and all that stuff. But look, this is my biggest thing. Hurts ain't going to win us games. But if we lose to Seattle, if we lose back-to-back games against Seattle and our next guy, and we're like legitly out of this, even though you're not really out of the East because it's the East. I mean, it's like, listen, if we were in the Cleveland Browns division and you had 10-0 Steelers, 7-3 Ravens, we'd be packing it up. We'd be ready to bench Carson, not because he's even playing bad. Well, I mean, he's struggling, but it's because we don't want him to get injured. We got to move on. And it's like we have no chance. But because we're in the thick of this, because of the division, we're trying to hold on to every.
Right, because that's really what happened in 2018. A lot of people forget. Carson Wentz could have kept playing in 2018. They shut him down. And then Nick Foles went on that run. You know what I mean? So I would agree with that. You know what I mean? If you want to shut him down or whatever the case may be, you want to put him on IR or whatever the case may be, I get that because this dude is taking a pounding. 90 hits, 40 sacks. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, how many quarterbacks do you want? How many quarterbacks would just keep getting up and getting up? And it's crazy because somebody commented, and I think somebody commented in our live, Mike. Is it going to be a I can't even remember Andrew Luck situation? Like, dude was taking a beating.
It could be. It could be. It very well could be.
He got up one day and said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm just done. Like y'all not protecting me. You know what I mean?" And now look at like I ain't gonna lie. If he had, I know Andrew Luck probably like, damn. If I was on that team right now, man, they'd be Super Bowl contenders. And I feel the same way if Carson Wentz went to that team, they would be Super Bowl contenders. You know what I mean? And to me, that's why my main focus and my main blame is to Doug, because it's things that need to be fixed, and it's just not the quarterback. It's other things that I see. It's scheme. It's the coaching of from Dave Flip or whatever the case may be. It's the culture. The culture is soft right now. You know what I mean? Like dudes and we have not really talked about the defense real fast. Let me get into that real fast, and I'm gonna get out the way. We have not really. Why y'all laughing? What I do?
Because I just look at them too, and I only came on here to play with you guys.
I'm just listening.
No, because we have not really talked about the defense real fast. And when you look at it, the defense is supposed to be the people that has the signature of whether you're soft or not. And when you look at it, our defense, Jim Schwartz's defense is a reacting defense. It's not a defense, because Darius Slay said, I know it just from watching it, but Darius Slay said out of his own mouth, the reason that basically they asked him about the picks and all that kind of stuff, he said that we are not trained to go to the ball. We're trained to watch the player. And that's a problem with me.
Bend but don't break.
The football. You know what I mean? Stop being a defense that, oh, you can catch the ball and then I'm going to tackle you. No, go break the freaking pass up. Go get an interception. Right. And to me, he has kind of fallen under this radar because we've been talking about Doug Peterson and we've been talking about Carson Wentz. But Jim Schwartz stinks.
Yeah.
The six defense stinks. The way that he has a cornerback 9 yards back when it's 3rd and 6.
Right.
Dude, that's pitch and catch.
Jarvis Landry had an easy catch this past week because he just ran a slant.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we're not going to succeed again. And the reason that we won the Super Bowl was not because of Jim. No. It wasn't.
Despite Jim.
Dude put up 505 yards on us in the air. Wild. Are you freaking kidding me? You know what I mean? Like
in the Super Bowl.
But we ain't say nothing about that. Why? Because we got that. You know what I mean? We got that, so ain't nobody say nothing. But when you sit there and you look at it, then you break down things. Yes, I have been in my 2017 bag, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been looking at Carson Wentz. I've been looking at this defense. When you look at the Minnesota game, only reason that we won that game was because of turnovers. They was driving the football anytime that they wanted until we got the 2 turnovers, and they basically just gave up. You know what I mean? They started coming with trick plays and all that kind of stuff. But when you look at it, the first drive, they go right down. They score a touchdown. They're driving again. The second drive, we get a turnover. That's when Chris Long hits Keenum, and then we get the pick 6. You know what I mean? The very next drive, watch it. They're driving again. They're like in the 30-yard line. Then we get the Derek Barnett fumble. So when you look at this defense was not stepping up. Now the Atlanta game, they did step up. I just think Atlanta, I don't know what was going on with them. But when you look at it, this defense can be had any given Sunday. And that is a problem. And that's another problem that Carson Wentz has to overcome. He had to try to overcome it last year against Tennessee. He had to overcome it against 17 points they gave up. He had to try to overcome it against who was it? Carolina. 17 points given up. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, we really don't give Jim Schwartz as much smoke as he needs to get got, because everybody wants to put out these stats. Oh, he's top 5 in this and top. Man, when you look at the tape, he not good. He's not good. So to me, before Doug or Carson goes, Jim needs to go first.
I feel that. I think we've been on that train all season, and
I'm ready to see Jim go. I feel like we're not talking about Jim because I think that's just kind of like I think we're all on that page at this point. We're kind of tired of seeing Jim. Like I feel like he's kind of getting away with a lot of stuff. Now he did good against what's it called? I'll give him that. He did good.
He bring you back in. He'll get one game and bring you
back.
Exactly.
But it'd be against backup quarterbacks. It'd be against a guy like Baker Mayfield. But when you got to face the top guys, Aaron Rodgers, when you got to face the top guys, you know what I mean? A Tom Brady or a Drew Brees or a Russell Wilson, even Jared Goff, Ben Roethlisberger, cooking us. We get cooked. You know what I mean? And that's a problem to me.
Yeah. And my conclusion, real quick, is we just stink. We're more than a quarterback away. Like, bro, like we stink though. And like I said, I'm gonna get geeked up for the Seattle game. It's gonna be a night game, like the little man said. I'm gonna get geeked up for it. I'm gonna feel like crap after it. It comes down to we're more than a quarterback away. So as all the fans, like the popular thing to do for a lot of teams, and especially in Philly, is you give your head coach crap and you give your quarterback crap. We're more than a quarterback away, but you know, if this division wasn't so bad, we wouldn't be holding on to it. We would be ready not to move on because of Carson Wentz. Just we all losing faith in him. It's just the fact that would it be good for him to just relax and not take the beating, just watch the game?
Joe, real quick, you gotta take that drawing down. You hear me?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Take what?
Take the pen down.
What pen?
The comment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but
I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what pen?
Yeah. I'm gonna let you guys go, but like I said, good show. I enjoy watching you and Brandon too. I'll be checking out sometimes I'm not checking it out when it's live, but I'll be checking out your videos, especially your little 15-minute Jones and stuff like that. Good stuff.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I saw your name back there, and I thought it was you when I first saw it, and I was like, I gotta get to it, but I don't know. Some people be doing some weird stuff on here. I got some people in the background that are doing some funny stuff, so you never know. You never know. But I appreciate you guys so much coming on here, man.
Hey, be easy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Peace.
But yeah, other than that, man, I appreciate you. Like I said, Philly Fresh, man. We're gonna do this again.
Yes, sir.
Brandon, I appreciate you making it through, man. I know.
Yo, I forgot my water.
This was a marathon for us.
I gotta get some liquid in me.
Yeah, like I said, when I get going, I go, bro. Like
I respect it though.
Like an Energizer battery, like I go. It's something that I'm just so passionate of the things that I do, things that I love. Like, I love doing this. Like to me, this ain't no job. This ain't no type of. This is fun to me. You know what I mean? And to get paid for doing this, I kind of know what it's like to be not on Skip Bayless and them level, but to do something that you love and to get paid for it, man. Right. Man, and it's no other feeling. You know what I mean? And it's no better feeling, should I say? And man, to be able to talk to guys that know football, you know what I mean? Because I don't talk to some dudes that don't know football. They think they do, but they don't. You know what I mean? And to be able to talk to y'all too, y'all bring me on, man. We can sit here and bust it up for 3 hours. Come on, man.
Facts.
Come on, man. We done made our own first tape. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's what I'm saying, man. So I appreciate y'all having me on. I don't be trying to get out of here. Shout out to every last one of y'all in the chat. If you have not done it, make sure you go sub up these guys, man. Seriously, man. Hey, yo, when you making a page, man? Like, what's going on?
I've been trying to tell him. He don't listen.
This is my page. I'm on this. All
right, I'll talk to you backstage. Seriously, if y'all haven't done it, make sure y'all go sub up this channel, man. These dudes put in work. They give you content after content after content. Like, seriously, and that's what you gotta appreciate. Not asking you to drop any money. We're not asking you to do none of that. All we ask you to do is make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe, man, because y'all don't know what it's like to put in this work It ain't easy. You know what I mean? It ain't easy. And especially to make sure that we give it to y'all every single day or whatever the case may be. It might take a day or two off. You know, we got lives.
Exactly.
But make sure y'all hit that like on this on this joint too. If y'all don't know, I go by Fully Fresh, aka the General, man.
Yes, sir. And
Let's
we got
get
his
it.
description. So, like I said, man, thank you guys so much. But other than that, y'all know how we end this every single time.
Yes,
It is
sir.
fly, Eagles fly. And we are out here, man.
Yo.